I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Is the sound on? Is the sound on? Huh. Oh, you can hear me now? See some yes. Got it, got it, got it. Once, yes. We're in the house. Welcome to the live, people. Welcome to the dang on live. Make sure you guys give me that thumbs up on your way in. Rock it, rock it, rock it. Glad to see everybody here. What's happening, what's happening, what's happening? Everybody's popping in. The popcorn is popping. The sister wives story is about to be told. All right. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. The chat is on fire. Thank you, Sarcasm for Fun. I see you. Oh, big shout out to Sarcasm for Fun. In the house. I see you. And also, we got to give a huge shout out to one of our folks up in this piece, because they made something very possible for me to hook up. And I don't know how many people were able to see it on my on a video I posted. I don't know if you stuck around to the end. So I'm going to play my Robin Pimp video, Pimp Named Slickback video, so everybody can see it in the live, and we can talk about that too, as well as some of the foolishness that we noticed in this daggone tell-all. Now, I gotta tell you that when I saw the tell-all, I was like, I didn't know how Suki was gonna play it. Was it gonna be nice, friendly Suki, or was it gonna be down to business Suki? And I'm still, the jury is still out as far as I'm concerned, because there were a couple parts where Suki had the opportunity to really press Cody on some of the stuff that he was saying, kind of direct the situation a little bit more, direct the conversation a little more, because first and foremost, can we just go ahead and say it? Can we just go ahead and say it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Cody is a dick. I mean, he is a huge, colossal dick. Like, this guy, I don't know what he's on, but he needs to get off of it and go into rehab. This man needs a dick-dumb intervention. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? This dude needs to be pulled back from whatever, whatever him and Robin are doing over there at the McMansion. They need to cease and desist, and he needs to find Jesus. Like, this guy is in so much, like, I don't know what is going on with him. I don't know whether it's the chemicals and from the hair loss. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him. I do know that if he was serious about making some of these relationships work, you would stop saying asshole type shit to him. I don't understand why they keep talking trash to me. So ridiculous. Sarah Bell with the $5 super chat. I see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh, before we get too far, as I promised, because I don't want to get too deep in it, we'll talk about Cody's ass and his foolishness, because there's some things I wrote, and I wrote some notes down and all that. You know I had to, because there was so much stuff this dude was saying, and I was just like, what is he talking about? This guy's going to drive me to drink. Cam Gilbertson with the $2 super chat. Another year, another softball interview. I agree with that. It was another opportunity. There was a couple points where I really think Suki could have laid into Cody the way. Look, I mean, the audience is here for it. Like, I mean, it's not like you was going to say something to him, ask some questions of this man, and everybody was going to get pissed that you said something. I can't believe that you would ask Cody a real question. How you going to hold Cody accountable to the shit he's been saying and the things he's been subjecting his wives to, and more importantly, and I don't want to be an asshole and disrespectful to the ladies, but what about his kids? What he says about his kids, and even about the mother of his children? Oh, I was never in love with him. So you were lying this whole time, because you're not just affecting these women. You're also coming in because you don't think your kids, your adult kids, are going to see this video or hear about this video. You don't think the young ones are going to see and hear this video. You know what I mean? Like, I know he calls himself trying to defend himself, but this is the totally wrong way to do it. And I know you and Robin think you guys are slicker than the average and think you smarter than everybody else. But let me tell you, let me be the first to tell you, you guys are dumb. You're so very dumb. And what you're planning on doing is not working. Try something else. This is not working. Blaming these women for your inability to be a man in these situations, it's not on them. And we're going to get into it. But before I do, let me just give a big shout out to Leslie and Money with the $20 super chat. Holla at your boy. James, I love your insight. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you coming through, as well as everybody else hanging out with a player for the after party. Because, you know, we like to get it crunk, and we going to tell the damn truth up in there. I don't know if TLC's ever going to come out and tell the truth. I don't know if Suki's ever going to press for the truth, but James is going to come out and tell the truth, and I'm going to just call it like I see it, and it is what it is. All right? I haven't yet seen the episode. You haven't seen the episode yet? Be honest with you, you ain't missed much. But Mary and Cody explaining their split to Robin was hilarious. Like it was 8. like she was 8. My parents did the same thing to me. But I took it better. And this was your parents. This wasn't some chick just sitting on the sidelines trying to, you know, backseat drive their relationship. She said that she took her parents breaking up and informing her better than Robin did when Cody basically said, yeah, baby, I'm going to just stay at your house. No, Lord, please. No, I don't want to see him every day. Love from Japan. Okay, Japan. I got a buddy who was in Japan. He actually got a wife in Japan. He got married in Japan. Awesomeness. Thank you so much. Also, Just Scrapping, a.k.a. Catherine Green. $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Catherine. I got to tell you, after last week's episode, for those who are not in the know, Catherine Green is the one who had the video of Robin Brown dancing. That's where I got the video from. So big round of applause for Just Scrapping, a.k.a. Catherine Green. I went to her YouTube page. She had that video. I downloaded, put some music to it. Originally, I put 50 Cent's PIMP. But of course, they said you could play it, but then we're going to talk about your channel. So I had to put some new music to it and redo some things. But thank you so much, Catherine. That made my night, actually being able to get that. Suki is not a good question to ask her. Yeah, I know. I agree with that. She doesn't ask good questions. Because you should have gotten that dude's ass. I don't think she watches this show. And I agree with that. Which is a huge deficit. Like, I think they might load her up with some of the clips that she's actually going to ask questions about things that the producers feel comfortable with asking questions about from Cody. And Cody might even say, like, I'm not going to answer any questions about this, that, and other unless you run it past me first. Fuck that. Like, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I want to ask you these questions. Yeah, Cody. So these are the questions that you want me to ask you about? Okay, yeah, I like those questions. Yeah. Boop. Got my new questions right here, buddy. Guess this will be the last time you're on the show. Home perm with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. No message, just love. I appreciate it. Oh, there's one more I gotta get. Okay, Emma with the $9.99 super chat. Let's talk about the bombshell of this episode. Robin made it a point to pronounce the T in rental. She's taking notes from Reddit. Yeah, they say that Cody and Robin have actually been watching a lot of the commentary as far as people criticizing them. So it is very possible they might even be on here. And if you guys are on here, hello, welcome, and Cody, fuck you. Let me be the first to say that to your face. Dude, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't have no ill will to the man. I ain't got no ill will to him. I just think that at the end of the day, if you are going to enter into a relationship and start making children, that you have to be responsible for your actions. And what I'm seeing as an old ass, grown ass man, is that you are not taking responsibility for the babies that you make and the choices that you made. If you fell in love with these women, and I was downstairs watching the show, and a very, very good point was made. My lady made a very good point. She said, you are in different places in your life. So when you go into these types of relationships, yeah, Cody might have felt differently about the OG3 than he did about Robin. And I think that there's a very good reason for that. Like, he had said something to the effect of he wasn't in love with the OG3 like he was when he met Robin. When he met Robin, he was in love. See, here's the difference, though, Playboy. And I'm going to explain it to you real quick. Big shout out to my white guy, Payne. I hope I said that right. You be like, James can't read. That's messed up. $3 super chat. No message, just love. And I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll say this. When it's not so much that the place you were, because when you get older, things are a little more different for you, and your perspective changes. Things that were important to you when you were younger, they don't seem so important to you when you get older. When you're a young man or you're a young woman, then you're looking at a woman, you might look at a guy and say, oh, every guy I date, he has to have six-pack abs, and he has to have big, broad shoulders, big, huge muscles, etc., etc., etc. So much money in the bank, drive this kind of car, wear this kind of suit. When you get older and you start dealing with guys who maybe had those things, and you say, you know what, that's not everything. I need a guy who's actually going to pay attention to me, talk to me, be compassionate, care about what I'm going through, be there to talk about problems, issues, and concerns that I have. This is what I'm looking for in a mate. So your tastes evolve, and I appreciate that. In the case of Robin versus the OG3, what do I think happened? What I think happened was this. Cody met the OG3. He was a guy who was involved with these women. They didn't owe him anything. He didn't owe them anything. Yes, he made stupid decisions because he was a young guy and who he chose to be with and why he chose to be with them. But at the same time, I think that there was some compassion there. I think there was some attraction there. And I think there was some love there. What was the subtle difference between their relationship and Robin's relationship? I'll put it this way. Vacay love. The same love that he would have or experience with Robin would be the same type of love that a married man would have with his mistress. When you're home and you're with your wife or you're with your significant other, your husband, your significant other, then that person is not only coming with the passion, they are coupled with the real life problems that go on with their day to day. So if they have issues, they have concerns, they want to talk to their mate about the issues and concerns that they face. When you go over your girlfriend's house or your mistress's house or your side dude's house, there are no problems. This is the land of no problems. When you get over there to, when he went over to Robin's house, he wasn't sitting up there on her couch talking to her about her problems and what she's going to do with her kids. What Robin was doing was she was creating an environment where he come over, he kick his feet up. She probably had a plate ready for his ass when he sat down. He come walk through the door, she take his coat off. Take his coat off. He probably got his slippers right there, kick his feet off. He might even sit back in a chair. She take his shoes off and put slippers on his feet. Then she bring him out a hot ass plate. The kid's sitting there eating damn ramen noodles or Chef Boyardee or something, but he's sitting there eating the steaks. Right? And he's sitting there eating the food and he's shaking his hand and she bringing him either fresh beverages or drinks or beer or whatever. Every time he look at her, then she take him upstairs and pull a Danielson on him. You know what I mean? Karate Kid. I'm talking about wax on, wax off. She go up there and do the tricks on him. Then he gets to only focus on being there for his pleasure and his enjoyment. And because it's all about him, he thinks that, wow, this is what love is. This is amazing. This is a great relationship. No, it's not. It's not. It's a facade of a relationship. If anything, it's more of a fantasy. And this is kind of where it kind of gets into that PIMP stage, because you're not living in a relation. You're not in a real relationship. You have, you're having the girlfriend or boyfriend experience. But it's not an experience of being with a boyfriend or girlfriend or a significant other. You're having that experience because you're having the best parts of it on the surface level, the best surface level parts of it, but you're not digging down into actually being in a relationship with these people. And I think that's what happened with Robin. Robin even admitted as much when she said that when he comes over here, he doesn't have any problems. I try to make this place as comfortable as I can. So basically, you try to create an environment where he doesn't have any problems and he doesn't have to deal with you. And I mean this part, so I'm going to pause. He doesn't have to deal with you as a woman. He's a man who doesn't have to deal with you as a woman as much as he has to deal with your private parts, or he deals with you in the boudoir. So he's not dealing with you as a complete woman. He's dealing with you as a shell of a woman, the idea of a woman. And he's not dealing with the whole aspect or the whole experience of having a relationship with a woman. And that's unfortunate for him because he's cheating himself from that experience. That's my two. Big shout out for Renee Cataldo with the $4 super chat. Oh, you're right, so right on. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But you understand what I'm saying? Like this, it's not, and the crazy part to me is he says it like there should be some shame on the part of the OG3. Oh, I wasn't in love with y'all. I didn't really care about y'all. And I was really in love with Robin. And that was the bee's knees when I met her because she was incredible. Oh, she had a great body and she did things to me. Make a brother, roll a brother toes up. Right? That's not the fault of the OG3, dummy. That's on you. Because here's the thing. Because I know later on he's going to make the accusation that, oh, I'm a good man. And Christine's now husband, David Woolley, she has to put me down because in David's mind, he has to make it seem like it makes sense and make it justifiable that she would leave a good man to be with him. And blah, blah, blah. Secret to the sauce, bro. And I'm probably going to say this again, so you will hear this part of it again. Most likely, especially with the context of the show. He's not a good man. Newsflash, you're not a good man, brother. You're not a good man. Because if you were a good man, good men don't drag women around. Good men don't lead women on. Good men don't fool women. Good men understand their emotions, where they are, and they operate from that position. That's what a good man does. That's what I would expect a good man to do. A good man doesn't tell a bunch of women, here, let me pump 13 children in you people, and then I'll leave you. And because you're not doing what I want you to do, and you're not doing things to make me happy and service me, then I'll leave you, and I'll say that you're not appreciating me, the good man. That's not a good man. If I was looking in the dictionary, I would not see good man. That would be the definition for bad, shitty father. That would be under the shitty father category. But that's not the definition of a good man. Crap husband. I'm going to get with a woman, lie to her, and then when she doesn't do what I want her to do or do things to benefit me, then I'm going to leave her and I'm going to blame her because she wasn't trying to make the... What? Bitch, please. You are not doing the things you need to do in order for you to get the outcome that you want from that situation. Joy Jagger with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. No message, just a love. Appreciate it. But that's where I'm at. So when he sits there and he tries to run them down because, yeah, I made them think I was in love with them, they fell in love with me. And what did he say? The first thing he said, and I got to tell you, I wasn't happy with the idea that they let him run rampant through this whole thing. Because he was sitting there saying like, what would you call the theme of this show? And he said it would be unrequited love. Because I didn't love them. They was in love with me because, you know, that shit pisses me off. Like, I'm sorry, I'm cussing. I'm about to lose my mind. That rubbed me the wrong way. Big shout out to Ty with the $4.99 super chat. Just the love. No message, just the love. Love you back. Give me that hug. But that really pissed me off. Because if you are not in love with somebody, the same promise that you made to Robin, which lets me know that, and we get in this in a minute, but that lets me know that's a whole conversation that these two Nimrods had before. These two ninnies. DB with the $1.99 super chat. No message, just a love. Giving them big hugs. Appreciate it. But this is a message that they had. And part of the reason why they had that conversation about the whole, like, oh, you don't put me in a pathetic situation and have me sitting there looking stupid because you don't really care about me and I'm sitting here looking pathetic. The reason they had that conversation is because that's what Cody told her. That's what Cody told her about the other three women. You know, and it's unfortunate. There's a reason for that too, and I'll get into that in a moment. But if you are saying that, then you are not a good person. You're not a winner. You're not a hero in this situation or scenario. If you're telling these women or making these women feel like they're in strong relationships for you, and I'm all about you, but that's not really what's going on because I don't really care about you, then you are the villain in this story. Now, as far as what he said to Robin with regard to the sorry, my camera's rocking. Things are going to change. You guys I can't wait. But as far as his promise to Robin in that conversation, I'll say this. When he had the conversation with Robin, that was a conversation that every dude who ever cheated on his wife and every woman who ever cheated on her husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, said. What he was saying was, it's okay for us to do this in our relationship because I really like you. I really get along with you. I have certain feelings for you. So therefore, it's because my relationship is so bad with this other person, anything we do is justifiable. It's okay if we mess around. So do I think he was driving 5 hours so he could hold hands and sit on Robin's couch and kiss her on the cheek? Hell to the no. Hell to the no. She was getting tossed up. That's what was happening. He was blowing her back out. Okay? Or he probably wasn't blowing her back out. You know, I have 3 more inches. We can make it fit. For those not aware, that was from the last episode. If I had 3 more inches. If he had 3 more inches, he would have found a new wife with Janelle, Christine, and Mary. He would have to look for a new wife. He'd have 3 new wives. I'm sorry, that was totally disgusting and inappropriate. Big shout out to Ada Doom with the $4.99 super chat. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you. But he was driving all that way, so he was knocking her off. He was dusting her off. And the whole reason why he was driving out there was because he was doing things. And he was feeling that she was love bombing the hell out of him, making him feel like a man, a real man's man, probably doing things that these other three ladies wasn't willing to try or do. So he felt like he was winning. Then, in order to justify that, and they're officially cheating, he tells her so that she can feel better about herself, because nobody likes to be a villain, even when they're doing the wrong thing. Yeah, it's okay because I don't really get along with Mary. Janelle's just using me for my body. She don't really get into me. Christine, our relationship is just kind of what it is, but I don't really feel comfortable with her. But I really care about you. You're the one I really want to be with. And that makes it okay. Anything that we do, because we're in love, anything we do is okay. That's where that comes from. And he's starting to take that bullshit story, the reason why the justification he used to cheat on the OG3, and he's trying to repackage it and sell it to us, the audience. Like, we're going to sit there and go, oh, okay. I mean, if you really didn't care about them and they didn't really, blow your skirt up, then yeah, sure, it's fine that you basically abandoned them and their children. That's fine, Cody. I don't understand why you stuck around as long as you did. That's where it is. Kim's finally free with the $9.99 super chat. James, did you notice Robin has a new large diamond ring? Yeah, I did. Her engagement ring got much bigger. Love you, James. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love the fact that everybody is here celebrating with me. I did notice the new ring. Just in time to try to compete with her competition, Christine. The chick that she apparently hates so much because Christine is so evil. And she's so despicable. So disgusting. I want to be just like her. That's all I see. Every time you turn around, anything Christine do, Robin try to do. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand it. If you be yourself. Be yourself. If you like something, then that's fine. You like it. But don't like something because I like it. Christine go out, she get a diamond ring. All of a sudden, Robin got to have a diamond ring. Christine, she go and get married. And I've heard the speculation, and I'm going to co-sign on the speculation that I've heard, because I think I've said it maybe before I heard it, but I don't give a damn who said it first, who said it last. I'm going to say it now. Christine got married. Wait for the pictures of Robin having a recommitment ceremony with Cody, where she gets married to try to outshine Christine's wedding. Problem is, Dave Willie sound like he got some money. So... Dave Willie, he on the side of the mountain have like catering and all that stuff. Cody and Robin, they gonna have bag lunches. And you know what? And I'm gonna put it all the way on the stack. Dave Willie and Christine, like it, love it, hate it, being jealous of it, whatever the case may be, whatever y'all working with, that's fine. If you think about it, this is their first marriage to each other. They can do it as big as they want. Robin and Cody, you already had your huge wedding. You had your huge wedding on TV. Cody was out there dancing like an asshole and the whole time, like you did everything you wanted to do at your wedding. Then you went on a 2-week vacation with the love of your life, something that you never did with the other 3 wives that helped to build you up and put you in a position that you found yourself in. So you already had your time. And the idea, if I was sitting there in Cody's position, and your wife comes to you and says, I was on your ex's Facebook page, and she did XYZ, and now I want to do it big just like that, I would not feel comfortable with that. I would not be okay with that. That would bother me. To the point where we might actually have to talk to some people. Either a counselor or a divorce attorney. Like, I'm not sure, because it's kind of scary. It's also scary that it seems like everything Christine does, Robin got to come right behind her and try to do it. Even down to that, when back in the day, some of you may remember when the kids got adopted. Robin's kids got adopted by Cody. And Robin shows up with that picture that was like basically Christine and her kids. And then Robin had the picture redone where it was like Robin and her kids when they were younger. That shit was disturbing. Everybody should have been like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Could you imagine? You sit there and your ex, your current person comes in with a picture that you have with your ex, and he takes their head off or she takes their head off and put her head on it. That's like that would be like a scene, a scenario from like a horror movie, one of them like Fatal Attraction type deals. Where you're like, oh, she's totally killing you in your sleep, brother. You go to sleep, she's gonna stab you in the chest with some scissors. DB with the $4.99 super chat. Thanks for being fun and community, James. Yeah, the community is awesome. This MyTake community is amazing. These cats is fun. I heard the chat be live, all the way live. But before I get too far, I have to drop this for a special person who helped me get that Catherine Green, who helped me put this up. So let's take a look at it real quick.
Wait, what was your name again?
Well, thank you for asking. My name is a pimp named Slickback.
We get it poppin', homie, day and night. Got the party jumping, about to break the ice. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life. I got tunnel vision, I'ma chase that ray of light.
I'm at a point now.
I know Cody with that hat. Woo! I'm gonna stop making fun of his ass because I'm gonna be coming up short. Don't laugh at people. Rule number 1. Don't laugh at people about stuff because the shit you laugh at them today be your problem tomorrow. So I'm not gonna sit there and laugh at Cody about that. But that dancing, holy shit. that dance, when I saw it, I gotta tell you, at first, when I went on, and again, that was Just Scrapping, aka Catherine Green, hooked us up with that little gem. But this was the dance part of the video. When I went to Catherine's page, because I looked it up, and all of a sudden, like, hey, I know her. And I looked at that dance. That shit was haunting. I was ready to laugh. Like, yeah, you ever go into a situation like, oh, I'm going to laugh my ass off. And you get there and you look at it, you be like, oh, this don't feel good. This totally does not feel good. Oh, wow. See? And then, yeah, right? Lauren Maldonado with the $4.99 super chat. They need a drawing of young David Woolley with Baby Truly. Then they would know what it was like. And to be honest with you, I think it would be funny, but I would be scared. Like, I would not be comfortable with that. Oh, big shout out from Sarcasm for Fun. How will Sobham and rob him? Sobham and rob him. Beat Christine being named strongest women in reality TV. Yeah. You missed my first super chat comment with Sobham's lies about Christmas. Yeah, I know. Someone was trying to show them jewels. Thank you, Christine. Thanks, Christine. I'm sorry I missed your first one. Sarcasm for Fun be holding a player down with the $9.99 super chat. A lot of support. I appreciate everybody in this chat supports me. I appreciate it. All the subscribers and everything. You guys are awesome. But yeah, it's so weird that all of a sudden, I can't find it. But yeah, it's so weird. Like, I'm not comfortable with the competition. Like, I get there will always be a friendly form of competition for sister wives. Like, I understand that. Like, if you're in that type of situation, of course, because you're competing for attention, you're competing for love, affection, resources, so on and so forth. I understand that. But it gets kind of creepy. It gets real creepy when you start to not just compete with them, but you actually try to be them and try to replace them. Like Robin, if you think about the dynamics of the family, she actually replaced Mary when she came in because she became the legal wife. She tried to replace Janelle by being a financial wife with the whole sister wife fiasco. Didn't quite work out for her or the family. A lot of money got burnt up in that bullshit. Then she tries to replace Christine, and I think part of the reason why they're so angry with Christine is because Christine is the one that the kids identify the most with, and they don't identify with Robin the same way. They don't go over to Robin's house to try to get recipes. Like, you never heard one of the kids say, yeah, I really miss when Robin made, whatever bullshit she makes for the holidays. But I have seen at least 2 instances where somebody has called Christine up and asked for her damn roll recipe. Like, I gotta taste these rolls because apparently these rolls are off the hook. Like, these rolls are off the chain, apparently, because everybody's calling Christine asking how to make rolls. Like, what is going on with these rolls? What are you doing with them rolls? Yeah, she's a roll killer. You know what I mean? Killing these rolls. But, with Cody, I wrote down, my first impression of him during this tell-all was that Cody comes off in his assessment of why the relationships didn't work. It was extremely lazy and entitled. Like, it's an expectation that life should be easy, that these women should lay out a life that experiences no troubles or problems. And if you run into any troubles, problems, obstacles, or stumbling blocks in your relationship, then all of a sudden, we can't deal with that kind of thing anymore. And we have to fight against it. And we can't be together anymore because in life there are problems. Life is hard. Oh my goodness. Life is hard with you guys. Life is hard in general. The second you think that what life, and I do have to do my Monday. Hope you guys appreciate my Motivational Monday. I'm going to drop a video for Motivational Monday. It's not going to necessarily be about sister wives, but it'll be about some other stuff, some observations I make. Hopefully you guys check it out. But, even in that vein, like, life is hard. Yeah, asshole. To get over it. When you run into hard things in life and you start a family or you start a relationship and you start to experience problems, and you deal with those problems and you have bills and responsibilities, you know what they call that, Cody? When you come into those issues, they call that being a fucking adult. Be a damn adult, okay? It's not easy. It's not always going to be fun. In fact, in life, as an adult, one of the things that I've discovered, you lose a lot of shit that you used to have, whether it's hair, muscle, you know what I mean, muscle tone, sex appeal, whatever the case may be, teeth, fucking your eye vision, whatever the hell. You lose a whole bunch of stuff as you start to go on. But as an adult, you learn that you have to deal with it, and you have to get past it, or you have to go through it, whatever the case may be. Nothing stops. That's being an adult. You're going to have responsibilities. You're going to have stuff that you're going to have to do that you don't want to do. A lot of people, it's called fucking work. Like, they go to a job that they don't like with a bunch of people they can't stand at a time they don't want to be at. And they stay there for 8 to 12 hours at a time because they have responsibilities and this is what they have to do. It's called being a fucking adult. Be an adult. I'm sorry for cursing so much, but it's crazy to me. And the idea that like I said, the idea that he tried to put this on these women as it's their fault that I have to grow up and be an adult. I have to take responsibility for myself. Mr. Freaking Culpability has to take responsibility for himself and for his decision. Let's go, and we're going there. His decision to lay down with these women and make 13 children. Because these kids didn't just spawn out of nowhere because you poured a little water in some dirt somewhere and all of a sudden kids just started popping up everywhere. This was a decision that you made. And I say decision because you knowingly decided you were going to lay down with these women without protection, without contraception, and you were going to run the risk. And sometimes when you run the light, You get through the light, nothing happens. Sometimes you crash and crap happens. And you changing diapers in 9 months. That happens. But you didn't do it just once. And if it's something you didn't want to do or participate in it the first time it happened, you should have made adjustments. But if you do it 13 times, bruh, that's a freaking decision. And you made a decision, you made choices. So don't go back now and try to blame them because you don't like the choices you made. Because these were your choices. Michelle Williams with the $4.99 super chat. Oh, just jump right off you. I'm sorry. I don't like Robin, but at least she's better dancing than me. Oh, bless your heart. No, I'm just joking. I've been physically disabled since birth. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I can't dance like that. Hey. Hell, I can't dance like that now. I think the whole point as to why it's targeted that way, to be honest with you, is because hopefully, unlike Robin, you weren't in a situation where you tried to justify your husband or your boyfriend or the man you're with mistreatment of the women that he was with, whether they're exes, currents, whatever the case may be, because what did she say? Oh yeah, they got fat, they had weight gain, they had children, so therefore they had stretch marks. And, Cody decided that he was going to love them anyway because he's so benevolent. And and Cody holds her out as the former Diesel Jean model who was so beautiful and so attractive that all these other men wanted him, so therefore she had value for him. That's why I make fun of that dance situation. To be honest with you, I'm one of those people, if you go out and you tap your toes, you just walk out on the dance floor and do like this, I'm fine with that. And I'll celebrate you out there dancing. I love to see people having a good time. You don't have to have a good time for me. Have a good time. Excuse me. I almost blew my face off. Pardon me. Have a good time for you. Leo with the $1.99 super chat. It has to be painful for the kids to watch this. Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that one of the saddest parts about this whole thing is that the kids find themselves in a situation where their father, not necessarily understanding how life works, thinks that it's a good idea and that somehow he gets some get back and some revenge if he can put down the women that he used to be with. There's nothing, and I say this even to young dudes I know, or even older guys I know who find themselves on the outs in their relationship, some of the ladies as well. But there's nothing incredible about you putting down somebody who you used to be with just because you're not with them anymore. You can be two good people who just aren't good to each other or for each other, so you don't be together. You don't have to wait for somebody to be cheating on you or throwing you down flights of steps in order for you to say, you know what, I'm out of this relationship. Sometimes you're just in a situation where it just doesn't work. Or in this particular situation, you are married to 3 women. You meet Robin. You realize that this is the woman that I really want to be with. I really want to, explore this relationship. I'm not really interested in exploring these other relationships. You make a decision, but you stand on your decision. I wouldn't be giving Cody nearly as much shit as I'm giving him if he would have started out his, polygamous lifestyle with his 3 wives. He met his 4th wife, decided or changed his mind about the situation that he agreed to. You're still kind of a dick, but it is what it is. He has every right to change his mind, just like any one of them had every right to change their mind about the relationship that they want to be in. And he says, you know what, ladies, I thought about it. I'm feeling a different kind of way about it. I want to explore something different. Yeah, it would have hurt. It would have been a hard conversation. It would have been a very difficult conversation to have with the OG3. But at the end of the day, it would have at least given them the opportunity to be able to recognize where they are, as opposed to you constantly lying about it. Because one of the things that he had said early on, sorry, gotta find my tissue. I wrote down so much stuff. Take credit for just scrapping, aka Captain Green, $4.99 super chat. Cody didn't want to pay child support, so he faked it. You know what? And the sad part is, I can see that. Good call, Captain Green. That's something that I really didn't put into my calculation, but that's absolutely possible. That not only is it possible, it's probably likely and probable. He didn't want to pay child support. He had 13 kids. He had 4 baby mamas. They would have, what they would have did to his pockets at that office. Oh my God. Cody, you would have, and Cody was already struggling financially because he's no good with money. They would have made him sell his little Lexus. He'd have been sitting there. It's so hard to say goodbye to my Lexus. 3 more inches. And Robin, I'll be down on my knees. Pause. Felicia Plummer, $2 super chat. Robin would have left if they didn't have TLC. Yeah, she would have been gone. Robin, I don't think Robin would have married Cody if they would have canceled the show in the first 4 seasons. How about that? Robin, I think the only reason why Robin decided she wanted to all of a sudden marry Cody, it was so important that the kids get adopted, was because the show had seemed like it was going into long term, where it seemed like the show was going to keep going. Now all of a sudden she's like, oh shit, I got to get tapped into the real money. I got to make sure my name is on some stuff. Like, this thing isn't going to just be a 2-season deal and 2 and done. Because there were a lot of shows, especially if you look back or at least think about like the time that TLC was on. The time that TLC was on and they were running the reality shows, they had a reality show for everything. And a lot of these reality shows wasn't surviving the test of time. Fuck test of time. They wasn't even surviving 2 seasons. So the fact that show had ran 3 or 4 seasons and all of a sudden she was looking around like, oh, this is working. We are doing some things. You know, she did. I think she had Solomon as a way to try to tap into the resources of the Brown family. And then she realized that she could get more if she was actually the wife, especially as they started to acquire property. Because it wasn't long after they got into those homes in Las Vegas that all of a sudden she decided she needed to get married. So she was trying to get her name on property back then. Oh, funny how that worked. Cody with the he felt guilty of not loving them. And then when he got caught because Suki tried to ask him about it, he said of not being in love. Like, I'm guilty of not being in love with them. I love them, but I'm not, because Suki was about to make him look stupid. Suki should have, sometimes you got to put your foot on the gas, baby girl. Stop pulling up. Just put your foot on the gas, hit him right in the ass. You know what I mean? You got to boot him right in the ass. Hit that gas and mash. Crush him, Because that was stupid. Oh, excuse me. That was a stupid. Oh my God, you made it live, Captain Chapman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see you. I'm trying to keep looking at my notes and the chat board at the same time. Yeah, and then there was a point where I wanted to say something about that as well. Like, when I watched him and he started to accuse the ladies of wanting him for his body and the sexuality and the sex stuff and them not really loving him and him not really loving them and all that kind of thing, it really occurred to me that when you have discussions or arguments with people, a lot of times they'll take their feelings and put it on you. So when he said that he was all into the ladies were all using him for his body, and they were all trying to get the sex stuff. And even before, when he would talk about polygamy and how greater society sees polygamy and him and his family, and it's all about how much sex he's having, who he having sex with. You can't tell me who I'm sleeping with, and blah, 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 and all that. What it comes down to is, it's not my dirty mind that you're talking about or you're in contention with. It's your dirty mind. This is the looking glass where you're looking at yourself and you're imposing your image onto me. Your thoughts, your feelings, how you approach things, how you view things, what your take is on things. You're putting that onto me because you need me to feel those things because that's what you feel. Him saying that he was only really attracted to these other women and their sexuality and blah, 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 and that's what was important to him. That was important to him. And so now he's trying to shift it onto these women because I can't be the only one who feels this way. And it's not just me. Because even I think, recognizes that, dude, this makes you look terrible. This thing, I don't know who he's talking to that told him this was a good... This is why you need to have smart friends and people around you. Because when you surround yourself with idiots... They tell you that bad ideas are good ideas. Yeah, that's a good idea. Blame them. They're a bunch of women thinking that they can tell you. They were using you for sex, Cody. Yeah, they were. They were using me for sex. Because I got nice pecs and big washboard abs and I got muscles. Like Janelle was not using. And I'm going to tell you right now, the best part of that tell-all, hands down for me, was when... when Cody was asked about like the whole she's using you for your body thing, and he was like, yeah, the washboard abs and the arms and all that. And when Suki asked Janelle about it, the belly laugh that Janelle had, falling back, cracking up laughing, that shit hurt my feelings. That put me, I started feeling a certain kind of way. I was like, damn, ooh. She laughed hard as hell. Just grabbing AKA Catherine Green down there in the super chat. Robin is his friend, LOL. Yeah, she's his friend, all right. Friends like that, you don't need enemies. Friends like that, ripping the brakes out your car. You know what I mean? Give you a meat flavored cologne and tell you to go play with some pit bulls. Like, that's the kind of friend that Robin is. Like, you don't want friends like that. Shit. You gotta call, make sure your life insurance has like the kids' names on it. They got her name on it. Because the second you put her as a beneficiary, you might have a mistake. You know what I mean? Walking out your front door and all of a sudden a tree fall on your face. And Cody thinks he's young and sexy. Oh. Bree S. Down 99 super chat. What do I think of the MLMs that the OG3 are in? Well, James, am not a fan of MLMs at all. Because in many cases, the multi-level marketing groups are a lot like polygamy, as far as I'm concerned. They give you a lot of the upside of being a part of this group, organization, or club, whatever you want to call it, business. And they mix it with a little bit of truth and a whole lot of bullshit. That's my assessment. Like, because if you go, I remember years ago, I did a whole video on it just to give a quick synopsis of it, then we'll get back to the tell-all. But I did a video on the multi-level marketing aspect of Sister Wives Closet, because I think that the Sister Wives Closet, as it was presented to that investment group, was actually presented to the investment group as a multi-level marketing platformed business, because they kept talking about, if we can get the marketing set, if we can make sure the marketing is funded, then we can raise our sales. And the biggest way that multi-level marketing groups or organizations raise their sales is because they're selling to their IBOs, independent business owners, or their sublets, or their contractors, or whatever the group calls them. That's how they drive their business. And when you're doing that, a lot of times the people who get involved with it are involved to their own detriment. So they're spending money into this business that isn't going to turn profits for them. So essentially you're basically giving money up your upline or whatever. So you're just paying the people above you to be a part of this group or organization, and you're not going to get anything out of it. In addition, for people who are thinking about getting involved with it, my suggestion is ask the person who's asking you to join to look at the rule book. They usually have a rule book or manual, whatever, that lays out what your responsibilities are, what the business's responsibilities are to you, so on and so forth. If you look into most of those, because I've had a few instances where I've had people come to me and I'll look in the book and I'll tell them, I'll show them in the book where it says you can't sell the products a certain kind of way. Like I should be, if I'm running a business, I should be able to market my business however I choose. But they'll say, like if I go online or I sell it with advertisement, whatever the case may be, they'll say, if you do that, we as the business can come and not only shut you down, but we can take your downline and all your profits. So all your people that you recruited, they can bring into you. In addition, I'll get to you in a minute later. Anytime you get involved with a business and you're supposed to be franchising that business, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff I could tell you about it. But anytime you're franchising a business, like the MLMs always say they're doing, because they always bring up McDonald's and Kruk, I think the guy's name is, who basically started McDonald's. He franchised. He never made a hamburger. Blah, blah, blah. First of all, McDonald's is a real estate business. It's not a hamburger business. It's a real estate business disguised as a hamburger business. The second thing is, so that already lets you know that they don't understand the business model of the business they're talking about. The second thing is, when you franchise a McDonald's franchise, they're giving you something. They're not only just giving you training, they're also giving you the skills and the merchandise to be able to sell so you can make profit. They may be selling it to you, but you have a platform that you know you're going to make profit. They also have a business plan that they'll work on with you to make sure that you make money, because McDonald's doesn't want to fail. When they tell you what business you can rent and lease and all that, the buildings you can lease, and they help you set it up, they don't want you to fail. When you join a multi-level marketing group, they don't give a damn whether you succeed or fail. In fact, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to fail. That's my 2 on that. So I'm not a big fan of it. Lee with the $1.99 super chat. Suki better ask Robin or OG about the fake crying. She can't ask the fake crying, because then you know what's going to happen? Robin going to fake cry. Robin, about all these fake tears that you shedding. You're so mean to me, Suki. You're picking on me. Oh my God. You're such a bully, Suki. You made me feel bad, Suki. Ask me a real question, Suki. What are you doing, Suki? Suki should lose her damn mind on him one time. That's what I want to see. Robin wanted to support Cody. Oh, support for Cody. So when Robin was sitting there trying to explain the breakup or the argument, she's sitting there saying, you have 30 years together, 6 kids. Oh, it's so upsetting. And then what about the concept that, one, he said he never was in love with her. So the 6 kids, 30 years, what does that mean? And this is also part of the reason why I've said before that don't settle for people who settle for you. Because what will happen is, even though they've been together for 30 years, if you spend 30 years with somebody who you mean nothing to, Robin, according to Cody, and this is Cody's words, if I believe what he's saying, what he said was, these 3 women spent almost 30 years with me, and I cared about them kind of like you would care about a pet or a friend, but I wasn't in love with them. The truth of the matter is that when you have love for somebody, especially romantic love and that kind of thing, it provides a lot of grace. It gives you a little bit of leeway when certain things happen within your within that group. So you have that type of relationship where if something were to happen, they give you the cloak of grace, as he was saying, the charity of grace, or whatever the fuck he was saying before. Like, you get that when you're married and you're in love. When you're not in love, yeah, you can have a blowout argument and be okay with not getting back with that other person. You can have that big argument where you're not listening to me, and I'm going to leave. Whatever Cody said, right? You can have that argument and he could leave and then not call you or your kids for 6 weeks and be okay with it because he doesn't care, right? So the time doesn't matter. The investment that you put into the relationship, that doesn't matter. Because if they don't care about you, then they don't care about how much you've sacrificed and you gave up for their benefit and trying to help them. They don't care. They could care less. It doesn't mean anything to them. And that's where, like, with Cody, I think that that's the biggest downside that I have with what he's trying to say. It's revelatory in the sense that, I guess for the last 15 years since you got with Robin, you stopped caring about, you slowly, if not all of a sudden, stopped caring about the OG3. So it doesn't matter how much they gave to him, how much money they gave to him so he could move Robin into the house that she wants to be in, so they could buy the land, so they could give Robin the parts of the land that she wants to have, because any sacrifice they make doesn't make a difference. Sarcasm for fun with the $9.99 super chat. Sarcasm for fun, holding a player down. Crody may find out what a death-like experience may really be if he is not careful. COVID will look like a cold. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Better not be there eating soup. Don't eat no soup at Robin's house, bro. Love your take on these crazies. Thank you so much, Sarcasm for fun. And I love the fact you come and hang out with a player. Sarcasm be holding a player down, just in case y'all don't know. Just keep me on point. But that's the whole thing, like, because even with that, like, the idea that, like, the whole COVID thing that Cody and Janelle and Christine had revealed at the end, what was it? Cody was saying that he was sick, and when he first caught COVID, he called Janelle up and was like, I got COVID. And she was on vacation with Christine. He's like, you need to get your ass back in because I got COVID. No, motherfucker, you got COVID. You're sick. I'm not coming to your house. You're sick. Yeah, it's killing me. So what am I going to do? I'm not a doctor. And you want me to come over there and kill myself to be with you? No. That's one thing we're not going to do. We're not going to go over to your house so I can get sick. And what kind of sense did that make? Because the logical expression of what he's saying is, Cody Brown, broke up the family because I wanted to prevent the family from getting sick with COVID. So I shattered my entire family because they weren't doing things to prevent the outbreak or the passing on of the COVID virus from house to house. Remember, that's the big argument that he had. That was every time he met with him and he was arguing with him. That's what he said. She catches COVID. She's sitting in the house by her damn self. Her sons take care of her. Cody don't even come around. He sit up there talking about, say, I told you those damn boys are going to make her sick, bring home COVID. Cody go out there and catch COVID. I think it was Cody. I don't even think it was one of them kids. I think Cody made that family sick. How about that? He blamed that little girl, the second one, Aurora, or Brianna, or whatever. Robin's second little girl. He blamed her. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My tissues are downstairs. But he blamed her for giving him COVID. Right? Then what'd he do? He turned around, get COVID, call Janelle up, and she's supposed to bring her ass over to the house so she could get sick and take it back to her house? That's spreading it around the family. Here's another hint. The oldest girl was supposed to be down in the basement. Remember, she was supposed to be down there crying and talking about, oh, I miss you guys so much. And Cody was there, I miss you too. Can I do anything that's more creepy than this? The only thing that Cody could have did that was more creepy than that explanation of how much he missed his oldest daughter when she was downstairs, just downstairs in the basement, and she came upstairs and was crying across the room about how much she missed him. The only thing that would have made that more creepy is if Cody would have said, yeah, I was sitting in my Fruit of the Looms when she did it. That's the only thing that would have made that shit more creepy. That whole conversation was creepy as hell. But, okay, fine. You needed Janelle to come home, and what, Janelle's going to drop packages off, go to the store. I need to go to the store, get me some medicines and some delicious soups at the Piggly Wiggly. So she go down there and do it, and she drop it off at the steps. The daughter is downstairs in the basement. You could slide in the money. You could slide in a card. She could jump in her car, you know, one of the cars at the OG3 border. She could jump in that car. She could go to the store. She could bring it back. She could walk her happy ass around the house. She could drop it on the front step, ring the bell, step back 10 paces, look at you guys. Y'all could look at each other and cry some more. And then she could go take her ass back downstairs. Problem solved. But see, when it comes down to it, all it was Cody just wanted to break up Janelle's thing with Christine. He's jealous of her. And I do like the point where Christine had said that this is what it's like to be a sister wife, bitch. Cody can't handle it. Welcome to my world, sucker. I like that shit. Cracked me up too, because you realize that Cody can't handle it. As much as he talked about they're always jealous of each other, they can't handle it. They don't like it. They so weak. They can't deal with the fact of the realities of the sister wife and dealing with a family. They can't focus on the big picture and all that. Cody can't do it either. Cody can't do it either. Blackout 2 with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. No message, just the love. Appreciate it. But Cody can't do it either. You know why you can't do it? And it's not even a thing of like, you should be ashamed that you can't be in a relationship with somebody and share that person with another human being. For me, that's not a point of shame. Call me crazy all day. You can call me crazy all damn day. That I can't be in a relationship with somebody and then drive her over to another man's house. You can call me crazy. I'll be crazy. I'll take that step, put it on my forehead. You know what I mean? I can't do it. No, hell no. Hell no. Can you share your loved one with another man? No. And I don't think that, and I think are there people out there who could do it? Maybe. Just because I can't do it don't mean that nobody can do it. I'm open to that reality. But you got to know yourself. And I know I couldn't do it. I'm straight. I'm straight. Okay. Running Great Wolf said lost 2 sisters. Sorry to hear that to COVID. And that's the thing. Like, I'll talk about that in a minute. They were extremely sick and couldn't breathe without a ventilator. Yeah, and when you go to that ventilator, that's serious. Like, when you go to the hospital, they put you on a ventilator, it's bad time. Running Great Wolf, my heart goes out to you. And that right there is the thing, too. Because I've had people, when I was talking about some of the COVID things and Cody's expression with COVID, one of the things that really bothered me and some of the people who were in the group, what bothered them was the fact that they actually lost people to COVID. There were a couple people like lost parents. There were people who lost like brothers and sisters and stuff. It was terrible. Like, it's friends and I knew people who passed. But it's a rough thing. And then to have this fool sitting there blaming every bad decision he ever made on this one thing. I had COVID. I think I had COVID at least twice. One time for sure I had it. But when you're sitting there and you have it, you do feel like this is it. like, oh shit. Not like this, Lord. Please. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through so much shit. For me to die from this, like, what the hell? Like, you're like, this is not fair. And it's rough. It's, it can be scary at points. But the thing is, how you take things that happen to you defines you as a person and what you're about. So if you are the kind of person like Cody who will take that near-death, quote-unquote, near-death experience and use that as a reason to blow your family up, there's something wrong with you. If you experience a near-death situation, it makes more sense to me that you would take that and you would appreciate the time that you have. Appreciate, because when you were laying in the bed thinking this is the last days, I'm sure you weren't sitting there thinking, I wish I could spend 5 more minutes with Robin. I mean, maybe he was. Maybe he was. But if usually your mind kind of drifts to all the mistakes that you made, all the time you could have spent with other people who you may have fallen out with and you didn't spend that time with. And he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He still hasn't learned a damn thing, which makes him a fool. Lee with the $1.99 super chat. Order from Amazon, DoorDash, Instacart. Right. It's not like you back in the day you have options. You don't have to sit in the house and starve. They were dropping it off. So they drop it off, ring the bell, and you wouldn't even see who dropped it off. It was like the food fairy. They just dropped off a burger to your crib. Right? You punk. Like, oh, gosh. YouTube is my time machine. I love that. YouTube is my time machine. $5 super chat. Do you think Cody and Robin are really having issues, or is she playing it up for attention? I think both. I think they're having issues, but I think that the issues they're having is that Robin is trying to set it up so that when she leaves Cody, it's not a surprise, and hopefully she can pull a storyline from it and she can kind of flow right into her own show, because she's a hero in her own mind. So I think that I think that it's fabricated in the sense that they could work their relationship out. I don't know if Robin necessarily has the desire to work the relationship out, especially if the show fails and they kick her off or kick them off. Like, as soon as them TLC checks, stop. I mean, let's put it this way. Robin has described her relationship with Cody as him being the best customer. So that means that Cody is work. Would you keep showing up to work if they stop paying you? Just saying. You know what I mean? If they stop paying Robin, she ain't coming to work no more. She quit that job. Or you can have this shit. You know what I mean? I am what the French call fucking done. You don't want to work for free? Hell to the no. What about the loyalty? Loyal to that check? You think about your job. What keep you showing up? If the boss come in there and be like, yeah, we ain't going to be able to pay you never. All right, well, it was nice working here. Nice meeting you. Thank you for the opportunity. Can I use you as a reference? Kathy L with the $5 super chat. No message, just the love. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm just saying, this is crazy. Like, so, do I think that they're having problems? I absolutely think they might be having some complications, in addition to the fact that Robin needs the comparison of the other wives so that she can be the best wife, because she might not be a good wife. Difference. I'll say that one more again for the people in the back. Robin needs the comparison of the other wives so she can be the best wife, which doesn't necessarily mean that she's a good wife. So Cody will sit around and complain about what the OG3 aren't doing and all the things all the problems that they have, because when they go over to the houses, they have issues and they want to talk to him about the issues they have. And so all Robin has to do is meet the low bar of not having a conversation with Cody about the things she should be having the conversations with him about. And then she gets to play the damsel in distress and he gets to save her. Boom. But when he loses the 3 wives and you have that monogamous relationship, now you actually have to deal with this woman. Might not be enough love there. All of a sudden, you sitting there, where's the love? And Cody is in trouble. Cody's ass is in trouble. So, so I think that's a big issue. Yeah, support for Cody. What about the kids? because Robin had said something during a thing. She was saying something to the effect of, when Cody got in an argument with Janelle, because they did a lot of that back and forth. They basically ran that whole argument between Cody and Janelle, which was a huge waste of time. But it was kind of interesting to see the responses of the people, because I liked it, because that way nobody, especially Robin, couldn't sit there and say they never saw it. I was totally unaware of what happened. I had no idea. But she tried to make the whole thing that Janelle should have been more supportive of Cody. And okay, lay with the $1.99 super chat. Block Brandon causing trouble in the chat. Brandon, you causing trouble? We don't do that shit up in here. I'll go back and take a look, bro. But please don't be the first, because I don't want to block nobody. But if you causing problems, we can't have no problems. This is a problem-free zone up in this piece. We come here to have a good time, not no bullshit. Just saying. Don't be the one. Because I will block you and talk shit about you. I'm just saying. Should I do it now? What is he talking about? Hold on a second. Cut my throat. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't like that, bro. Yeah, we don't do a lot of crazy talk up in this piece. Okay, so Daisy Reyes with the $4.99 super chat. COVID was deadly for some. It clearly wasn't for Cody, and they used it as a Trojan horse to live the life he wanted with Robin. He did. He used it as an excuse to be able to excise the rest of the family to be able to get rid of him. But I give them credit. They stuck in it. They stayed with it. Let me see. I have to check something out. I'm cold. Brandon. Alright, goodbye, Brandon. Please don't make me block your ass. Because I'm not seeing... Lisa Rose 18. You have trolls, James. You made it. I know, right? I am almost gone. Alright. You know what? Because this... Yeah, bro, you might have to go. See, you know what? And I'm going to just say this as a general rule. I don't like to limit speech. I don't like to cut people off. I like everybody to have an opportunity to say the things that they want to say. However, I will not tolerate abuse. I will not tolerate people talking shit to folks. People come here because they want to have a good time. They're not trying to come here because they want to get in stupid ass arguments. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to cause problems, you're looking to cause issues, you can invite yourself out. You don't have to be here. I appreciate folks coming in, hanging out, chilling, saying their piece, doing their thing. And I appreciate everybody. But at the same time, sometimes not everybody gets along. Not everybody is for everybody. So if you feel like you can't control yourself or this is not a place you want to be, then it's time to go. Because we were trying to have a conversation about things that we watch, that we spend time doing, and we're united in that cause. But if you can't handle it, then you got to go. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta set this up. You know, and it's kind of weird too, because I haven't had a situation where I have had to ban people or block people, you know, and I don't like that shit. But at the same time, what you're not gonna do, and Brandon, I'm gonna say this: I hope you aren't who I think you are. I hope I don't know you. Because if you're coming in and you starting shit in my chat, me and you going to have a problem, bro. I'm just saying. Like, I don't come to your job and slap the mop out of your motherfucking hand. So don't show up to my shit trying to interrupt people. You know what I mean? Because I don't come to your job and slap the dick out your mouth. Stop. Cut it out. Pardon my French. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little heated. All right, anyway, we're going to get back. We're going to leave that negative space. We're going to come back to the positive space. Leave the dark. We're going to enter the light. Leave the dumbass shit, and we're going to come back to the light. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stay positive. Because you're not going to pull me down to the dark places. You're not. You're not. I refuse. I rebuke you, devil. All right, so, yeah, we're talking about COVID. So COVID, like they said, yeah, I'm gonna have to, yeah. Don't worry about that, Charisma. I'm setting up. I was trying to wait till I had my office or my studio set up the way I wanted to, and I was gonna bring my mod in, but I see now that I'm gonna have to do that more. That's on the top of my list. So that will be done. That will be done. That will be done. So we're talking about COVID. With the COVID thing, like I said, I think COVID was just merely an excuse for Cody to be able to do the things that he wanted to do with the OG3 so that he could go later and do the things that he genuinely wanted to do with Robin. Robin is the person that he wanted. COVID gave him the excuse to be the person that he is. I've heard several times that the OG3 have tried to turn it into a situation where the OG3 have tried to make excuses for Cody by saying that he used to be different. He used to be better. He was a different person. And that some of that may be true. He might have been a different person before the money, before everything else kicked in, the fame and the attention kicked in. But the truth of the matter is that he became the person that he is because he had the money and the fame and the attention. So it's always my perspective that you will become the person that you always were. You become the person that you've always been. So if you had it in you to be an asshole, then you will become that person when you have the opportunity to be the person that you feel like you can be. Some of us experience it in smaller doses when we deal with people and then all of a sudden they feel like they're winning, they're getting all their needs met, they maybe got a better job or a better position, they find themselves in a better situation in their life or whatever the case may be, and they all of a sudden start acting real weird, shady, janky, whatever you want to say. Part of the reason is because that's who they always were. When the OG3 were dealing with Cody, they weren't necessarily dealing with Cody as much as they were dealing with his representative. When we talk about Robin and Cody having problems, part of the reason why Robin and Cody are going to have problems is because Cody is dealing with their representative. When Cody was dealing with Robin, he wasn't dealing with Robin the person, he was dealing with Robin the representative. This is what I was saying about the fantasy of being with somebody who, is giving you the girlfriend or wife experience, but you're not truly experiencing that woman, that person. And that becomes problematic. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Hate's gonna hate. Ooh. And the weirdest thing, I'm sorry, I'm gonna step off this for a minute. The weirdest thing to me is that for this group, I've experienced nothing but positive people for the most part. Like I haven't, every now and again I'll get like, you don't know what the hell you talking about, Jay? You freaking maniac. Every now and again. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. I could be wrong about everything I'm saying about Cody. Cody be the nicest guy ever. Doubt it. Robin could be awesome. Doubt it. But that could be the case. Right? You're entitled to your opinion. But for the most part, I've experienced nothing but positive people, especially in the forums and the times. The lives that I've done, there are people who can attest to it, that we've had very positive lives. People, like, I'll be talking, doing my thing, and in the chat box, they setting it off. Like, you guys are having a great time amongst yourselves, talking amongst yourselves. That's part of the reason why when I do end the show and I stop broadcasting or whatever, I'll close it down, stream end it, and people will still be in the lives or the chat boxes, still, chopping it up, having fun. And I like that shit. Like, I think that, life is already hard enough. Why would you come to a live or go on Facebook or do things for recreation that's going to frustrate you and make you mad, make you want to go kick somebody's ass? You know what I mean? Why would you want to do that to yourself? Life is hard enough. I don't know about y'all. Like maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I got shit on my plate. I got stuff I got to deal with. So for me, this is fun. If I wasn't having fun doing this, I wouldn't be doing it. Like, I don't need more shit on my plate. I don't need more problems. Life, even when life is good. You know what I mean? And again, this is the adult part of the conversation. This is adulting. When life is good, life will find a way to kick you in the ass. Wow, things are going awesome. You ever have life going so good that you start getting scared? Like, this shit is too good. Things are working out too well. Like, I got promoted, lady said she loved me, you know what I mean? We did some new stuff, it was awesome, Life is going too good. I got money in the bank. You start thinking like, especially you have a whole bunch of money in the bank, you be like, oh shit, something about to happen because I'm about to get cleaned out. Because that's life. And when life works that way, you say, I'm not going to look for problems. If I run into a problem, I deal with a problem. I deal with a situation. But I'm not looking for shit. I'm not looking for issues. And I certainly don't go places looking for problems. Right? But maybe that's just me. maybe my life is so much harder than everybody else's. But I don't think so. I think everybody is kind of in the same boat. You know what I mean? Like, I think most people are in the same boat. Part of the reason why we watch this show and part of the reason why we talk about the situations that we see on this show is because we recognize problems and we recognize issues. And we're trying to make sure that other people, or at least from my perspective, why I started this whole channel, I want to try to give people the opportunity to have the benefit of my experiences, my observations, things I've noticed, so that hopefully they can make good choices and decisions for themselves when it comes to their life, and they don't necessarily have to suffer through a whole bunch of crap. Because life is hard enough. Life is hard enough. When you talk about having 4 damn wives, for what? It's hard enough to maintain one relationship. So I'm going to times that by 4 and drive myself crazy and wind up breaking somebody else's heart. It's already enough responsibility to be in love with one person and have that person, and more to the point, and the scary part about it where I think people like Cody fail because They refuse to recognize or face their fear. The scary part isn't loving somebody else. The truly scary part is to love somebody and to have them love you, and for you to feel like you're going to let them down. So what most people do is they try to avoid the responsibility of taking care of somebody else's heart, being the caretaker of somebody else's emotions, making sure that that other person's okay. And usually, and like, we can boil this all down, like all the whole tell-all and everything else. What it comes down to, and I've said this before, Cody is a coward. I put it where I call it like I see it. Cody's a coward. Cody can't deal with the fact that there is a level of responsibility that goes with somebody saying that they love you, you saying you love them, they say they love you, and you give your word and commitment that you're going to caretake that person the way you would yourself. I get it. That shit is scary. But then you realize that you're an adult and you can handle it. And that's what you do. Big shout out to Maureen Guchard with the $9.99 super chat. No, she didn't give no comments, just sent the love. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But you know, that's just to me, that's the thing. Like he's a coward. Because no matter how he tries to put these women down, no matter how many times he kicks them, it just shows and reveals his own pathetic nature in the sense that he can't deal with them where they are. Even if you didn't love them, you didn't care about them, what the fuck are you so mad about? Why are you mad? I'm mad she won't be with me and she don't love me. Why are you mad? You didn't love her anyway. Christine, Janelle, Mary was supposedly, not only did you not love Mary, she was getting on your nerves. You were tired of it. I was a better actor, and I was acting like I was in love with her. I wasn't acting, I was just giving a performance. Remember that bullshit he was saying on the side of Coyote Pass? You know what I mean? It was a performance. Well, you were bad at it. Because even when you were on camera and you would go over there and see Mary, you could see the contempt all over his face just sitting in her house. That's because you're a coward. You couldn't look her in the face and say, look, this isn't working out. You know how cowardly that is? And I keep saying that because it's freaking true. You know how cowardly it is for you to continue dragging somebody into a relationship. You know they care about you. You know that they care about you. But you're too scared. You're too scared and bitch shit to look them in the face and say, you know what, this isn't working out. I understand that you like me, that you want to be with me, but it's just not in the cards. It's not going to happen. I appreciate you. I cherish the time that we spent together, but it's over. Whatever the case, whatever you want to say, however you want to put it, but just be honest with her. And the crazy thing is, I think if he would have been honest with Mary, yeah, it would have hurt her. It would have hurt her. I think it would have crushed her. But I think she would have been better off having that pain. And everybody, I hate this term. Big shout out from X-Tenant, I think that's right, with the $5 super chat. Hi, James. I just wanted to say thanks for the laughs. I truly love your take on reality. Oh, thank you. And I truly appreciate you being here with us and enjoying the room. Thank you so much. Oh, Running Wolf, good night. Good night, Running Wolf. Thanks for hanging out. But the whole thing is that you have to don't be a coward about it. And that's my thing. If you want to break up with that person, just break up with them. And I hate the term closure. Like, I don't really like closure just because in so many instances you don't get closure. You just don't get closure. Because you're not going to hear the answer that you want to hear. A lot of times people say, I want closure. The closure that you're looking for is for the person to look you in the face and say, yeah, I'm being a dick and I'm an asshole and I'm breaking up with you because you're too good and I'm a piece of shit. That's the closure that you want. But in most cases, you're never going to hear that from the other person. So you're never going to get the closure that you're looking for. Right? But the closest thing that he could have given her to closure would have been for him to say, look, this relationship isn't working. You know, stop doing this to yourself. I care about you. You're the mother of my children or my child. And I don't want to see you get, you know, I want to see you happy. And I would have respected him if he'd have did that with the OG3 when he's sitting there talking about David Woolley and Christine. If he genuinely said, I hope Christine and David find happiness. I'm glad she found somebody that she cared about. You know, most guys who are in that type of situation, I'm glad she found somebody so she could take her gaze off of me. I'm glad David Woolley came along to take that pressure off my ass. You know, you'd be happy that somebody came along and, you know, distracted her away from you. But not Cody. Oh, man, because I'm not the center of attention. You're crazy. You know, you weren't man enough to deal with these women when you had them. And you're not man enough to deal with it now that they gone. You know, put it where the ghost could get it. Great day, Mom. 2015, $2 super chat. Great Danes are good dogs. Love is caring more about your significant others wants and needs. Exactly. Like if you love these women, and technically, if you just kind of like these women, if you respect them as human beings. One of my favorite quotes from Cody is, men don't care about the love if you don't have the respect. Respect is a road that's traveled both fucking ways. It's a two-way street. If you don't respect them, then you can't demand that they respect you. And there's a possibility that they won't respect you. So you have to respect them. If you give them that level of respect by saying, look, guys, we're in this together. We're going to work together. We're going to do our thing. Blah, 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 blah. And even though we can't be together, we have kids together. So we need to be able to figure this out so that we can be there for our kids. They might not like your ass, especially in the moment, but they will at least have some respect for you. The thing that you say you want. But the way you went about it, you've disrespected them. By sitting there saying that I'm spending my time with you because I pity you and I'm giving you love and all this and I'm trying to be there for you, etc., 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 I'm not respecting you, then you're dragging them out and you're making them feel bad. You know what I mean? And it's unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. Michelle Woods with the $9.99 super chat. I used to watch your late night shows on Showtime called Polyamorous. Okay. Watching these people's maintaining multiple relationships. They never really explain how they actually have enough time. And they don't. You know, I get the theory of it, Michelle Woods, but to be honest with you, 100% is 100%. I know people say a lot of times that, you know, I'm going to give 150%, 110%. Well, you can only give 100%. If you are splitting your time, somebody is getting the short end of the stick. Maybe not all the time, like in the case of the Brown family, where Cody is spending 90% of his time with Robin, and then the other three wives have to split up the last 10%. But somebody is going to be missing. Somebody's getting dropped through the cracks. It's just the nature of the beast. And I think that you have to be a special person at a special time with other special people for this type of relationship to work. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's very, very, very hard. Almost impossible. Like you're threading a needle. You're working with Mercury at that point. Lee with the $1.99 super chat. Do I think he ever loved any of the OG at one time? I think he might have loved all of them. Like, and that's the crazy thing about it. Like, I think that Robin twisted him up in a sense that she gave him the fantasy of what love is. So when he falls in love with Robin provides the vacation love that, or idealized version of what it's like to be a husband and wife. So it would be the equivalent of if you have a real relationship with somebody and then they go out and they meet a woman who gives them the TV version of what marriage looks like, right? The real version of marriage There's going to be times when you are, desperately in love with one another. There's going to be other times when you hoping their ass don't wake up. I can't stand it. I hope they ain't here when I wake up. You be mad when you pull in the driveway and you see they call. Like, that's marriage. Like, that's relationships. That's any relationship, really. You can have a friend that you be best, you guys like this, but you have a fallout, something happens, a disagreement or whatever, and you ready to come to fist fights. That's one thing. But when you have like that idealized version of TV marriage, then you have the watered down version of a thing. So you're not dealing with her as a person. Like I've said, I don't think Cody has really ever had an opportunity where he had to deal with Robin as a person. He never had to deal with her as an equal. I'll go there with it. I don't think Cody's ever had to deal with Robin as an equal partner, because Cody's always been in a situation where he's provided for Robin. He's always done for Robin. He's always given to Robin. Robin gave him the ability to be the idealized version of a man where he's the provider, he's the protector. He gets to provide for her because she doesn't work. She doesn't, obviously, she hasn't worked since they've been together. He gets to be her protector because he's defending her against the family, apparently, and his kids and everybody who's in a relationship with him. So he's defending all these people, defending her against all these people, supposedly. So he gets to be all these things, and he gets to profess the 3 Ps, provide, protect, and profess. He gets to tell the world how much he loves her and how much he loves to be with her and how much she completes him and all that bullshit. And just that is enough for him to feel like this is the bee's knees and this is what it's all about. And if the other women aren't giving me this, then I'm not in a true marriage with them and I'm not in a true relationship with them. And so I think that that's part of the illusion that he has where he thinks he's winning with her. Blue Heavenly Leonard with the $4.99 super chat. Anyone think that Suki is only allowed to ask certain questions? Tell-alls are part of the show. The questions might have been written for Suki. I think that you are right. I think, and that's part of the complication that I have. I think that because I appreciate everybody saying, "Oh, James, you should do the tell-all." I couldn't do the tell-all because I'm not going to play the game. I mean, maybe I don't know. I'd say I wouldn't play the game, but I haven't seen a Suki check yet either. So Suki check might be like, okay, I can ask stupid ass questions. Put your kids through college on some Suki questions, some TLC bullshit questions. But I think that especially with Cody, I can see Cody throwing a hissy fit about making sure certain questions are asked, making sure certain topics aren't talked about or covered. So things will happen during the season. If you notice that sometimes, like the big things that happen during the season are never addressed with Cody during the tell-alls. And I think that part of that is because Cody will get such a big pushback on some of the stuff that he's done that he refuses to answer, to talk about it. And even in last tell-all where he sat there and was like, I'm not talking about Robin. Oh, look at his watch. Oh, well, I'm not talking about Robin. Robin, my lover. VA for life with the $5 super chat. I wonder the real reason Robin keeps her adult kids from the rest of the family. If I had to guess, I think that Robin is she's not protecting her kids from the rest of the family as much as she's protecting her kids from reality. A form of control that I see with Robin is actually kind of scary. Is that Robin tries to manipulate everyone around her to a place that is comfortable for her. So if her kids actually had a relationship with Christine, especially somebody like Christine, who could come in and then, I think Cody called her the Pied Piper of the kids or whatever the case may be. All the kids follow you. You leave and all the kids go with you. In that situation, with Cody or the kids, Robin's kids, if they met another mother who could step in and provide certain things, aspects or insights that she can't provide, these kids may prefer to be with that other mother. And I think that scares Robin because she's afraid that she's not enough. And that could be from her insecurities. That could be from the fact that this is how she does things. And sometimes when you do shifty shit, when you steal, you're always afraid that other people are stealing from you. You know for sure somebody is stealing from you. You know what I mean? So if you look at Robin, especially how she did Christine with McKelty, and I have a position on that relationship too. With the way Robin did McKelty, she basically tried to supplant Christine's relationship with McKelty, and knowing that this is what she did, she doesn't want to put any of the other mothers in a situation where they could supplant her kids. They could take her kids from her, or do the same thing to her that she did to other people. The reason why I think that McKelty is so enamored with Robin is because Robin was the young wife. Robin was the pretty wife. Robin was the one that everybody was kind of looking up to from that regard. Robin is the one who had so much time and attention and affection from her father. So in an effort to try to emulate that experience, I think she was drawn to Robin. That's my little 2 cents on that. Like, I can get deeper into it if you guys want to, but that's where I am as far as McKelty is concerned. But that's why I think Robin hides her kids away. Michelle Woods with the $4.99 super chat. The tell-alls have become a low-key version of Jerry Springer. Yeah, right. For those who don't remember, Jerry Springer was a talk show where the people used to get salacious. Like, shit used to go down on Jerry Springer. They had one point, I think it was just like all stripping. People come out like, I'm going to fight this girl, but first I'm going to take my clothes off. Jerry Springer. And for those who don't know, Jerry Springer used to be the governor, or the mayor or something. He's a politician, and he wound up getting kicked out of office because he paid a prostitute with a check, personal check. It's something else when your politicians can't crime right. Alicia with the $1.99 super chat. TLC should tell Cody, answer the questions or no check. I agree with that. I'll put it in a contract. If you don't want to play, no play, no pay. You don't want to answer questions, you don't have to answer questions. You don't have to answer nothing you don't feel comfortable with answering. But I'm going to tell you now, I won't feel comfortable paying your ass. Could you imagine you hire somebody like to do your driveway, and dude come out there and tell you he don't feel comfortable laying driveways, but he's still expected to get his check at the end of the job? Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Kathy Ferran, you're right. Oh, thank you, Vixen. I appreciate that. So I should ask some questions. And you know what? And even speaking of that, one of the things that kind of annoyed me about the tell-all, since we'll go back to the tell-all, but yeah, I think you're right. Crucial Taunt. I think it was Cincinnati. I didn't want to holler state out because I could be wrong. But one of the things that annoyed me about it, like I said, with Suki and her approach to Cody's thing, Cody, if given enough of the opportunity, and I even saw this in the Mormon Live podcast, Cody, if given enough chance, will take a conversation over and just fill it with bullshit non sequiturs, like things that mean nothing. Like he said that, oh, when I got with the other wives, I didn't love them, and because I didn't love them, things didn't work out. And as soon as Suki asked him a question, he said, oh, I don't mean I didn't love them. I meant I wasn't in love with them. What fucking difference does that make? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And you're saying you didn't love them. You spent the first 10 minutes you were out here telling us that you never loved these women. Then when I asked you a specific question about why the relationships didn't work, and is it because you didn't love them? You turn around and tell me, no, it's not because I didn't love them. It's because I wasn't in love with them. Even though I spent the first 20 minutes I was out here talking to you, telling you how much I didn't love them and how much I didn't care about them. Let's go ahead and call bullshit on that and let's get back on topic. Instead of you running off and telling me all about the flowers and the trees and the birds and the seas, why don't we sit down and actually have a conversation about the things that I'm asking you about? Answer the question. You're not a politician. You're not running for office. You have no authority here. Answer the question. If you don't want to answer the questions, why did you show up? You could have left your little tight-ass suit hanging in your little dusty-ass closet, and we could have called it a damn day. Technically, we don't even need you here for this. Because you know what we're going to do, Cody? I'm giving you the opportunity to be able to give your side of what you experienced. If you don't want to do that, fine. Fuck you. Have a nice day. I'm going to talk to Christine, who I'm sure is going to talk shit about you. I'm going to talk to Janelle, who's also going to talk shit about you. And you know Mary's going to have a whole bunch of stuff to say. So are you willing to do that? Obviously not. So just answer the questions. That's what it comes down to. And then somebody had mentioned earlier, I think it might have been a sarcasm for fun, did I see the rings? I did see the rings. And I think that it's funny to me that I think with Robin's ring, she has a very similar signet ring to Cody's ring, where it's like a little horse or whatever on the ring. And I was like, maybe that's like the family crest. And maybe they're not horses. Maybe they're like little donkeys, you know, because both of them are jackasses. So it's like the family crest. Like, we all the jackass crew. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's their thing. So, I mean, that's there. I also like the fact that Cody, when he said, like when he was talking about the breakup, he said, and I wrote some of this stuff down, he said he wanted to take credit for the escalation of things as far as them breaking up. I thought it was funny that earlier before he said, because he even said, went as far as to say, I am the leader and the head of this family. I'm in charge of this family. I'm the one who's guiding this family. And he said a lot of that. But then I had to ask the question, if you're the leader of the family, then, and you're the patriarch, then you don't take credit for your breakups escalating and conflicts escalating. You take the blame for failures in your relationships. If you're guiding your relationships, if you're in charge of relationships, if you're the one pushing these down the line, then it's your fault that the relationships are falling apart. It's on you. So it's not on these other women. And in fact, if you're the patriarch and the leader of the relationship, then these women's responsibility as far as the failure in that relationship would be lessened, you jackass. The whole reason why they could take any blame is because they would be equal members or equal participants in the relationships. If they're not equal participants and you're the leader and you make all the decisions, if you drive in a car and you decide that everybody else is like, let's go right, and you're like, screw y'all, we're going left. You go left and you run into a dead end, but your dumb ass don't want to hit the brakes and you run into the wall. It's not their fault that you crashed into the wall because you were controlling the car. You're the one who decided to go left. You're the one that decided not to hit the brakes. You're the one who decided that you weren't going to be in love with them and treat them the way that they deserve to be treated. What's also funny to me is that when Cody talks about not being in love and having that relationship, and he said that I wasn't in love with them, but they didn't know it because I still treated them with respect, blah, 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 bullshit, 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 right? And he said all that, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. He said all that, right? What was funny to me was that he tried to act as though he was such a good actor that these women had no idea, oh, maybe he's a good actor, they just that dumb. He thinks that it's stupid, that they didn't realize that they were getting the short end of the stick. They had no idea that I wasn't spending time at their houses the way I should have. So when they came back and they were complaining to you that you weren't spending time with them and you weren't doing the things that were necessary, you said, well, you asking for too much. You asking me to come over your house as much as I'm coming over to Robin's house. That's too much. You thought they were being fooled? Maybe that was a strong indication that they weren't being fooled. that you weren't tricking them, that the game wasn't working. Maybe that should have been your first clue. And this is why I was saying before that Cody doesn't recognize the signs. He never recognized the signs that his relationships wasn't working out. So that's how he got to stand in Christine's garage and complain about, oh, it's not fair. She had my stuff in the garage, and I had no idea. I had no idea that the stuff was going in the garage because she was kicking me out. You dumbass. This is when she started complaining about you not coming over to her house. And when you thought that the best way to shut her up about her complaining about you not coming over to her house is telling her, hey, yeah, by the way, I'm not going to come by and throw you no vitamin D no more. Hey, see how you like them apples. And then she started putting your shit in the garage. Apparently, she don't like apples. When I had an apple, they have an orange. Apparently, she don't eat apples. Oh yeah, right. Leave $99 super chats. They got money to buy rings, but not pay off Coyote Pass. Rings and that expensive ass watch he was wearing, that tight ass, dusty ass suit he had on. They have a bunch of money for a bunch of crap, and that's also one of the things I was going to say. That he spent the part of the challenge I have with the family, or at least the way it's presented on the show, it comes off to be that they're, not all of them, but at least Cody and Robin are horrible. When I say horrible, I don't mean just horrible. I mean horrible with money. These folks are terrible with money. Terrible. Not even terrible. They're terrible with money. They're terrible with money. It's insane how much money they waste. Oh, I gotta have 3 convertible Lexuses. Why? You only got one ass. And you're not balling like you think you are. You're not making you're not nowhere near the level of money that you think you're at. Because you've been on TV. You could be famous and be broke. You know what I mean? How many stars can we think of? Whether it's singers, rappers, entertainers, comedians, who are well-known, famous, and broke as hell. Like, especially a reality star TV. Oh, you should have been saving them checks. I don't know what they was thinking about. Yeah, and Queen G. What's up, Queen G? What's up, Queen? Yeah, Cody owes $5,000 on back taxes for Coyote Pass. This dude, I don't know. To be honest with you, these ladies, Janelle and Mary, if you guys are watching this, please take over responsibility for Coyote Pass from this dummy. He's gonna lose that land that you paid off. Janelle paid off the other part of Coyote Pass. He's gonna lose Coyote Pass for $5,000 damn dollars. Y'all spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on these properties. And this fucking fool is going to lose it for $5,000. I don't know. Please take that over. Please take that over. Don't let him do that to you. Because, somebody going to... And this is like ass whipping money. Like, you can't do people like this. Like, one of the craziest things to me, and one of the hardest parts of this whole thing, and this is why I'm very hesitant to watch a Cody Brown, Robin Brown show, is that I feel like with Sister Wives, I watched slow moving DV. We'll say it that way. Like, it was very... it was abusive. Like, a lot of these relationships were extremely abusive. It was hard to watch. That's part of the thing with this show. And that's why it's such a celebration with Christine and Mary and Janelle getting out of these relationships, because they were such hard relationships. And watching these shows, it kind of, part of me feels like I'm supporting it because I'm financing his ability to mistreat these women. If that makes sense. Like watching a Cody Brown show, I couldn't do it. Like I'm struggling with that. Like, even the concept of it. Oh wow. Am I reading that right, LO? He has 2 $20,000 quads. Cody. Yeah. Alicia, she said Coyote Pass was a money pit from the first day. Day one. Yes. Coyote Pass was such a waste of money. It's such a waste of resources. Because in order for you to do Coyote Pass properly, I feel like I talk about this all the time. In order for you to do Coyote Pass properly, you would have to develop that land first. Before you build anything, you have to develop the land. That's why when you hear about like people building houses, the guy will call himself a developer. You have to develop the land, which means that you have to put the utilities, you have to run utilities there. You have to run, like, otherwise it's a really nice fucking cave. Like, you're a caveman. You know, your house is dope in the daytime because you don't have no electricity to light that bad boy up at night unless you got candles running the whole time. It's horrible. I'm drinking coffee, by the way. This isn't booze. I know I started doing my little comedic thing. Sound like I'm drunk. But it's, you know, well, you running electricity. Even I see houses around, which is a good sign. Because at least they're not running it from the electric company out to your property. But, you know, bruh, like that, it could get expensive. Because even if they have a trunk in the on the street, like in the street line, because there's like a little street that runs in front of Coyote Pass on the other side, away from the what would be the bottom, away, you know, if the pond or whatever was on top, that runoff. If the runoff was on top, Coyote Poo pond is up top. Then down below they have the street. If there's electricity running in that street, for them to run that electricity from the street to their houses could cost anywhere from like $200,000 to $500,000 just that. You know, it's a lot of money, and then that's not even before they put then having the city come out and approve the land for where you want to build the house and approve and all the things that you have to go through. It's too much. And Cody is not, if he can't pay $5,000 for the taxes, there's no way in the world he can afford to do this stuff I'm talking about he has to do in order for him to even consider developing that land. It's a money pit. It's just something you just keep throwing money at because you're never going to build anything on it. It's just land that you're holding. In my honest opinion, I think that Cody has always tried to steal this land from the OG3s. And in fact, I have something for you guys to see. Take a look at this. Hold on one second. I have to find it. I'm running. Oh, here it is. Ah.
My lawyer is telling me we have the most incredible land. He says that their biggest problem here was there's nothing to rent. They need beds.
So there's not any real
Rentals.
real rentals.
There's no real rentals. There's all short-term rentals. And the reason they're all short-term rentals is because they're all making a fortune.
I love it. It's basically, it was a good investment, is what he said.
He says, build houses on them. Don't even move in. You'll get rich.
And that was back when they had, like Robin had already started talking about buying that house. And if you notice, when Cody was talking about buy the house, don't move in, just rent those, build houses on them. You'll get rich. And Robin started smiling and looking around to see if the other wives were getting excited about hearing the word rich. They were always planning on stealing Coyote Pass. And the whole reason, like, I kind of fell into the bullshit too. Like, oh, they divided up into 5 lots because they was trying. Robin's got 5 kids. I think that might be partially true, but at the end of the day, if you really think about it, by him saying he's going to divide it up into 5 lots, that creates a goalpost or a barrier or a goal line that they would have to try to meet. So as soon as one of the wives got there and said, "Hey, I want to start building on Coyote Pass," no, we have to pay the land off, and they kept saying that, like, we have to pay the land off before we could build anything. No, you don't. You don't have to pay the land off, especially if you have most of the land. As long as the property or the house or structure you're building doesn't cross over into any one of the other existing lots, and you get approval for the building of that home or that property, you can build whatever you want out there. I mean, because it's even at the smallest lot, it's like 2 acres. You're not building a house that's going to be, you know, I'm afraid that if I build my house, it's a 2 acre mark. My house is going to be 2 acres long. Like, you're not building a house, you're building like a freaking factory if you're doing something like that. But you're not building that. Like, so what are you talking about? It creates, like I said, it just creates a goalpost, and you keep moving the goalpost. And even when he talks to Mary and keeping Mary around and keeping Mary involved, he wanted Mary involved so that he can continue to get her to help him pay the property off. When he talks about, hey, you want to tour the land? You want to walk around the land and look around the land? Because you talk about leaving me, you still want to look on the land? Because he wants her to write a check. And as soon as she writes a check and the thing gets paid off, at that moment, I think he would have tried to snap the trap and take the rest of the land. Like, Cody is trying to steal the land. And I think that he's trying to steal the land. And I was saying this earlier. I think that what it comes down to is that if you give people enough time, not only will they reveal who they are, but they will reveal their intentions and their motivations. If you listen to back in season 14, I think it was, when Cody first proposed the idea of moving out to Coyote Pass, he had said to the wives that I am going to be 60 or 70 some odd years old when my youngest child goes to college. So I have to start trying to secure my future. He started realizing that he needed to start doing some things in order to lock his financial future up. And part of those things that he wanted to do is, one, he had 4 houses on a cul-de-sac in Las Vegas that he only had his name on technically one of those houses. And after he got divorced, his name came off of Mary's house. So when he, as it was in Las Vegas, Cody owned 0 properties. Go back and check the records. Cody didn't own any properties in Las Vegas. I think that the way they did it, Cody helped to sell Robin's house once he married her in Las Vegas. But that's only because Robin didn't have her own money. And here's another secret. There was a clip I wanted to pull where they were talking about refinancing when Mary was talking about buying Lizzie's Inn. She was saying that she wanted to buy Lizzie's Inn. Cody had suggested that, what are you going to do? Take out financing from your house? You're taking out equity from your house to buy Lizzie's Inn? And then Robin had said that's how she paid for closet, sister wife's closet. So if she was taking out money from her home, they didn't have a whole lot of equity in the houses because I don't think they put a whole lot of money down. So if they didn't put a whole lot of money down on the homes, and she was taking equity out of the homes, when she was taking out of the homes, say you built the house and you bought the house for $400,000, then somebody came out and appraised the area. They said that, hey, the houses out here sell for $800,000. So you could take out some of that $400,000, some of that additional $400,000 because you have a loan out for $400,000, and you take out a second loan for $200,000 or $300,000 to help with your business that frickin' failed. Now all of a sudden, Robin and Cody are sitting in a house that is basically worthless, and then Mary is sitting in a house that used to have Cody's name on it. Christine is sitting on a house that never had Cody's name on it, and Janelle is sitting in a house that never had Cody's name on it. So he wanted to move the family so that way they can acquire property and he could get his name on those properties. I think it's always been about him stealing properties from these women. And part of the reason why it was so desperate that they moved from Las Vegas, where he was supposed to be financially set, so they moved to a more expensive area to buy land that there was no way that they could possibly build on it. And then realizing there was no way that they were going to build on it, he buys a mansion, a little McMansion, right down the street from where he's supposed to be building homes? He was always going to steal that land. Because I think that, you know, he went to his lawyer's office and he got excited about the money he thinks he's going to get for it. He was always planning on stealing that land from them. Even with the house, like Christine's house. Got a horrible story about that too. With Christine's house. He wanted Christine's house for himself. Couldn't figure out how to make it happen because he messed up and took his name off of that house. Good thing, bad thing, I'll tell you in a minute. But he tried to get Janelle to buy that house. Why would you get Janelle to buy that house? Because as Janelle said, and she spoke up for herself, and I was proud when she did it, but like she said, if I buy this house, I can never build on Coyote Pass. Why would I do that? Because Cody was going to steal your money. He was going to steal the land. Because you were never going to build on Coyote Pass. But he was going to take the land from you. Because you couldn't build on it. The horror story I had to tell about Christine, then we can get back to the teller. I'm sorry. Kind of going far afield. But the horror story I had to tell, Christine had said, and I think the last episode, that she was very sad about taking Cody's name off of the property. Because when they got to Arizona, she had the opportunity to put her name on, her and Cody's name on a piece of property that felt official. That was the worst thing Christine could have did. Why, James? The worst thing that Christine could have did was put Cody's name on it. Why? Because when they moved to Arizona, Cody was married to Robin. So that means that if Cody, married as Cody, put his name on Christine's house, that means that Robin also owned Christine's house. That shit hit me like a ton of bricks. So I was sitting there talking about it. I was like, holy shit. Robin owned, because I did that video where I was talking about like the inheritance and stuff. Technically, if something would have happened to Cody before he took his name off of Christine's house, Robin would have stepped in there and she would have owned half of Christine's house. And she never would have let Christine go. Or she would have made Christine sell her house or buy her out. Like, it would have been terrible. Like, sometimes, you know, things happen for a reason. Like, I know Christine was upset when her relationship didn't work out with Cody, or he took his name off. Sometimes, man, fools and children, boy. Lord, look out for fools and children. Sometimes you just, you know, things just go your way. And you be upset when it happens. But you don't realize that you actually getting a break. Christine got a huge break. Because Robin's name, Robin was part owner. It doesn't matter, and because that's kind of the weird thing too. Because for me, and I'm speaking just for me, because the sister wives set up parameters where everything is kind of like Robin's this, or Cody's this, or Christine's this, or Janelle's this, Robin's house, Christine's house, Mary's house, so on and so forth. I kind of get wrapped up in it too, and I get, you know, you kind of get tunnel vision. But if you expand it out a little bit, take time to expand it out a little bit, Robin is his wife. Forget all the fantasy stuff that we talking about, like with, you know, they're the three wives. No, Cody has one wife, and his wife's name is Robin Brown. And if Cody puts his name on a piece of property, Robin Brown also has share in that property. And it doesn't matter that she never worked. It doesn't matter that she never put a nickel into it. Because at the end of the day, that's his wife. How many husbands, if a guy is married to a woman, he meets a woman out of college, he gets a job, she helps him through college, he gets a job, he becomes a doctor, he starts a practice, he buys this multi-million-dollar home, mansion, that he moves his wife into. They live there for 20 years. He paid for the down payment, he pays every month of the mortgage. After that 20 years, they separate and they want to get a divorce. The wife has equal right to that house. It doesn't matter that she never wrote a check or never worked. She could have never worked a job. She's getting half that house or half the value of the house. He got to pay her out. It's the same thing with Robin. It doesn't matter how wicked this woman is. The law is the law. Like, she's his wife. And I can't tell you, when I thought about that, that shit made me sick to my stomach. Like, thinking about that, like, Christine could have got jacked up. Like, because it's not just Cody sitting there, because like even now that I thought about it, now it just hit me just now. Maybe some of the argument that Cody had, because at first when Christine had proposed that she was going to take her house and then give Cody the land, Cody focused on the land, thinking about, oh, I'm about to get the land. I just got to get rid of 2 more, and I got this land to myself. And he was okay with it. Then he goes home and talks to Robin, then all of a sudden, he has a problem with it. And I thought it was like, okay, that's just probably Robin being greedy. But then at the same time, I started thinking about it like, wait a damn minute. That's his wife. So Robin wasn't just being greedy from the respect of, Cody, you let her go and you blah, blah, blah. You're missing out on this money. It's, Cody, you missing out on my money. You messing my money up now, Cody. And that's a different feeling. You know what I mean? So, and to be honest with you, so as we were talking about, like somebody mentioned polygamy earlier and polyamorous relationships, this is what I'm talking about when I say it becomes difficult, because you can get jammed up. Like you can go into this whole thing with the best of intentions, like polygamy and like I think that the sister wives and everybody went into this with the best of intentions. Well, maybe not Robin, but the rest of the wives, ironically, the other 3 wives went into this with the best of intentions. But because the laws are written the way the laws are, you can be upset about the laws. You can want to change the laws, but you got to understand that these are the laws. And if one person is married, it doesn't matter how much you contribute or how much they don't contribute. They still have certain rights. Robin has certain rights, and she was gonna take things. Like, I say I talk a lot of shit on Robin. I do. But when it comes to that money game, Robin is on point. Like, she is not fucking around with them. She is not. She ain't the one to be played with. Like, I don't. When it like, there's some things I be like, Robin ain't serious. Oh, trying to work things out, trying to keep the family together, having a position and a point on that where she's trying to be the healer of the family and interpreter of the family. No. I think Robin is very manipulative, and I think that when it comes to her trying to seek advantage, especially monetary advantage, she's second to none in the Brown family. Like, Janelle understands how money works. She very well may understand how to make money, how to keep money, and the proper way to spend money, the way to invest money, so on and so forth. But when it comes to securing that bag, especially on the sneaky part, and trying to get as much as you can for your personal interests and your personal goals from manipulation, I think Robin is the one. I think she is serious. Like, and they making a mistake. Sleeping on her, you making a mistake. Yeah, and Princess Pillows. When a relationship ends, I think that's exactly what I'm looking for. Robin will say that Cody has been emotionally abusive, that Cody is doing things, that he's not the man she fell in love with. She's already started the bullshit about she had no idea that their relationship was going bad and things weren't working out the way she thought they were, and she'd been fooled, she had been tricked, she'd been bamboozled, and she kind of got snookered into joining this family. And it turns out not only is the family a lie, that all the women are terrible people, but Cody is also extremely a bad person, and it is funny. Like, I don't know. Here's the weird part about it. Cody is such a bad actor in this. Part of me is like, this couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I hate to see shit like this happen to anybody, but at the same time, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. The way he treated these women, and for him to get served up the way I think that this woman gonna serve him up, karma is a mother. I don't like to see anybody get hurt, but my man is in trouble. See, I'm officially on the water now. Yeah, like I said, I think she's already setting it up. And she's also, like, with the he's not the same person we also have to keep in mind that she's looking forward to the fact that she's already been in a position where I'm sure the show and the producers have already started talking to them about the realities of where they are. Nobody is interested in watching y'all's show. In other words, nobody wants to see the Robin and Cody show. Christine and Janelle, they were on E.T. doing an interview. And they did like the fake ass, we want to see the Janelle and Christine show. We want to see that show, girls. What y'all think? You been talking to TLC? Oh, we haven't been talking to TLC at all, but hopefully they take your hint and they give us our own show. Oh, they've absolutely been talking to TLC. TLC set up the interview for ET and told them to go on and start trying to shop this show. So what they're doing now is, in my perspective, my opinion, I think that the Christine and Janelle are doing these interviews because they're shopping the show to see if the fans actually have interest in seeing a Christine Janelle single show spinoff. And unfortunately for Cody, there is interest there. And if that happens, Christine has already said she doesn't want to film with Robin and Cody anymore. She said that on E.T. that she doesn't want to film with Robin and Cody. So if Janelle doesn't film with Robin and Cody, Christine don't film with Robin and Cody, Mary ain't around because she's in Padawan and she's not filming with Robin and Cody. Or maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. Then Robin and Cody, they can't carry a show. Unfortunately for Mary, I think Mary might be on her way out too, because I don't know if, Christine and Janelle have no interest in shooting with Mary because they don't have a friendship. Nobody's interested in seeing Cody and Robin show, and Mary would just be the third wheel on that show. Mary might actually have an interesting show. Like, there's some interest, I think, in maybe even her having her own spinoff show. But I don't think that, I know that like the Cody Robin show will be the most underwhelming show ever, because them trying to be fake and trying to direct the show from in front of the camera and from behind the camera is going to be a disaster. That's the first thing. The second thing that I would say on that is, how many people think that Robin and Cody have already started pitching their own show to TLC? I not only think that Robin and Cody started pitching their own show to TLC this season, I honestly think that Robin and Cody have been trying to pitch their own show to TLC since about season 8. Right around the time Cody and Robin got married, it wouldn't surprise me at all to find out that Cody and Robin have been approaching TLC every season since season 8 when they got married about doing a spinoff show with just them and dropping the OG3. I would not be surprised at all. If you guys think I might be onto something, give me a 1 in chat. If you think I might be wrong, give me a 2. If you think I'm definitely wrong, give me a 2. James, you have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. Because I'm kind of curious. If you guys think that they were pitching a show, like Cody and Robin have been pitching a show, to TLC, especially longer than these last 2 seasons, like they've been pitching shows for years, give me a 1. If you think that I'm full of shit, give me a 2. See some 1s popping up. Oh, okay. Carmel Cuties said, nope, give me a 2. That's fine. Everybody has an opinion. Yeah, see, I see a lot of ones. I think that they was pitching. I think that they've been trying to get on their own show. Because that would have cemented their love. And to be honest with you, I think that even with Mary, Cody's approach to Mary, Cody's dragging Mary out, not necessarily just for himself. I think Cody's dragging Mary out because Robin insists on understanding how the show works. Some people gave 2. Somebody gave a 3. 3 wasn't even an option. raspberry. She was like, maybe 1 and 2. Rock the 3. That's all right. But I think that Robin understands that Mary needs to be on the show so that she has some outlet. So she don't get rid of Mary because Mary is my partner in crime on the show, and I need somebody to show my lighter side. I can't just be with you because if I'm with you, then people are going to say that I'm a home wrecker and a stealer and a thief and all that other stuff, which is weird, you know. But yeah, I see a lot of ones. See, I'm telling you, I honestly think that they was trying to. I think that was part of Robin's plan early on too, and I think that Cody saw that as a way for him to secure a lot of that bag for himself, and that also gives him the ability to not be able to, or not be forced to tell or divulge to the other wives what he's doing. He won't have to ask them if he can spend the money from TLC, or more to the point, even if he's spending it without their permission, he won't have to justify what he's spending the money on if he was just getting it between him and Robin. Just scrapping. A.K.A. Catherine Green. $1.99 super chat. Mary looked rough tonight. Yeah. But I think that's just tonight. Like, I think it's, you know, give her a little chance. Like, I think she's, you know, Mary's kind of coming into her own. Like, she just needs a little time to heal from this shitty situation she finds herself in and expand her wings. And I'm saying this as a person who's not necessarily a huge Mary fan, but I respect the struggle. Like, and I respect the fact that Cody kind of was dragging her out unnecessarily. Like, he did her dirty. Cody would love to cut the OG3 out of the money. Yeah. Buggus. I agree with that. Because I think that that's the whole point. Like, if he can cut him out of the money, and you know, and especially if you can somehow manipulate TLC to give you the same money that he was giving you when it was all 5 of you. Not give us like the prorated, you know, since we got rid of 3 people, you just, you know, adjust the money and you basically pay us for 2 people. If you pay us like we're 5, still a whole family, 5 people, but you give us that full check, then I definitely think Cody was on his way out trying to get rid of them and cut them out of it. You know, because that would, like I said, it would be money that he would get and he doesn't have to explain it. He doesn't have to explain like, oh yeah, me and Robin wanted to go on vacation. And he would get free trips. He would, you know, me and Robin need to go to Hawaii to do our honeymoon again. And they get to do all that crazy bull stuff. Bull crap. Oh, that bullshit with Cody saying that he didn't want Janelle to go to Robin's house. What was that about? Oh, I don't want Robin to go to Janelle's house for Christmas because I got to protect her. And they want to try to separate us. And they were trying to come between me and Robin. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody in this situation understands that you and Robin are together. Apparently, y'all are the only ones who think you're fooling anybody. These kids know that Robin is with you. The ironic part of the whole thing, that as he described it, because Suki asked him about going, like, what happened? When I went over to Janelle, we got in a big argument. I got upset because I saw the Christmas tree, found out that they were going to take that Christmas tree over to the vacation home with the other people, and they were going to be hanging out, and I didn't like it. So I lost my freaking mind and started cussing Janelle out. Okay, why didn't you go over to the house to see the boys at the house? Now, normally, earlier on, like we talking about a season ago, 2 seasons ago, he said he wasn't going over to the other house because he have his own house and these little bitch-ass kids can come see him in his house. That's what he said, right? But now, all of a sudden, it's, no, I was more than willing to go over to the boys' house and to the vacation home to see the boys. But I didn't want to offend Robin because me and Robin going to be together. You keep singing that freaking song, bruh. Robin is she's in there sharpening her knives. She's coming in knives out, baby. Like, Robin's going to cut you to pieces, right? And be like, well, Robin has always had my back. You know, Robin's got your back because it's easier to stab you in the back there. Like, she's going to stab you in the back, brother. That's why she's behind you. She's always behind me 100% because she can stab you in the back. That's what she's going to do. And my favorite part is Cody sitting there saying that he didn't want Robin to go because they were going to try to get between him and Robin. They were going to break him up, and he had to protect Robin because there's so many bullies that are involved in this situation. They make Robin feel bad, and they torment the kids, and these are horrible people, blah, 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 right? And they turn right around and ask Robin, would you be willing to go? I would love to go. Are you afraid? I'm not afraid. I think it's a safe place. I would have loved to go to see over the Janelles. So now Robin is successfully put it into a situation where it's all Cody. And this is what makes you stupid, man. She's putting it on you. And my favorite part of that situation is Robin tries to turn it around as like, I'm such a good person. I'm such a wonderful person. Cody is wants to do this, and I want him to do this because I want the family to be together. Robin, your ass ain't really want to go. I get it. I'm not even gonna say that you did, but okay, fine. I'll play the game with you because I'm a dodo. You wanted to go over to the other house with Cody, but Cody refused to go. Here's the secret to the sauce, and this is the craziest little twist part of the whole thing. The entire reason the boys are mad is because they're not mad at Robin just to be mad at Robin because they care about some COVID rules. They're mad at Robin because they can't spend time with their father. That's why they're mad at Robin. So what you're saying is you're not going to come over to see the boys because of Robin, but you don't understand why the boys are mad. You're a silly person. Oh, man. So dumb. So dumb. Actually. Yeah, that I don't know. I watch that stuff and I'm just like, these guys are idiots. Hold on a second. Let me, I got to do something real quick. Phew, I had to blow my nose. That thing was getting crazy. I tell you, these weather changes, it's COVID now. I'm like Cody, I'm scared. I'm going to die now. Like, no, it's a cold. You'll be fine. You know, so weak. Such a weak man. Oh, I got a runny nose. It's over. Now I get to treat people like shit because I'm not feeling good. Oh, wow. Yeah, some of these notes I read are horrible. Robin, oh, yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's just, I don't know. It's just such a dumb, like, the one thing I'll say with the tell-all is that for the most part, you know, they are dragging it out, and this is very emblematic of the season so far. Because I think that with the season, the way they did it, they drugged the shit out of that season. Like, they could have knocked that season out. Really, season 18 could have been knocked down with substantive material. They could have killed that bad boy in maybe 4 or 5 episodes. Like, they didn't have to drag it out as long as they did. You know. And the tell-all, I'm kind of getting the feeling that it's the same way. Like, they're letting Cody run all through his dumbass expository, like, statements. With, let me tell you about the philosophy of Nimrod. And, like, nobody cares. Like, and he's saying a bunch of things that nobody gives a shit about. Like, honestly. Like, because he's not answering any questions. He's not being direct. He's not giving the proper respect to people. And for me, I say, like, if he has an opinion, he feels like he's been slighted, that's fine. That's his perspective. That's his position. He was involved in the situation. You can take whatever position you want. But what you're not going to do, and where I would take exception, you're not going to come out and just throw bombs. Like, you're not going to come out and just throw bombs at these women, especially the mother of your kids that you weren't even there for, by the way. because I saw somebody who said, you know, his kids are amazing. He is lucky because his kids are amazing, but that's in large part due to the women who raised those children. So let's give credit to the people who actually took time to raise them, as opposed to somebody who just happened to be there to contribute a little bit of genetic material one evening or daytime, wherever they did they boom boom. Hit the copy button, bam, right? This dude missing showtime. He set it and forget it. He walks away. He's out. So when push them down and shove, don't disrespect these women who you push kids into, and then all of a sudden you push kids off of. Like you push these kids off onto these women, and then you gonna sit there and disrespect them. Like, it just sits wrong. Like it just hits you different. Like, from that respect. Like, if it sitting on that couch with Cody and them, you know, it's just a hard thing to watch. You know, because they say things that just don't make sense. And Just Scrapping, a.k.a. Catherine Green, $1.99 Super Chat, Logan raised them. Yes, Logan did raise. He was responsible for Janelle's kids in the house before she went to work and when she came home. He did a lot of that stuff. And the sad part about it is there's a lot of similarities between the Brown family kids and 19 and counting kids, the Duggards. Because the kids in the Duggard situation, I didn't really watch that show, but I'm just familiar with some of the dynamics of it. With the Duggards, the mom would have these kids, and she liked babies. So when she had the kids, she would deal with the kids while they were babies. But she didn't like kids. So as soon as the kids could start walking, talking, and they, you know, start developing their own mind and opinions on shit, then all of a sudden she passed them babies off to her other kids. And her other kids were therefore responsible for raising these kids. So technically, a lot of her kids were parents when they were kids themselves, because they were raising their brothers and sisters. And as a result, when it came time for them to get married and start their own families, a lot of them have been very hesitant about going out starting families. Like, because if you look at Logan and Aspen in the Brown family, neither one of them, both of them are married. Logan has just recently got married, and Aspen has been married, but they're not running out having babies. And I think part of the reason why, and I don't want to get too much into their business because there might be other things that are going on, and I want to be mindful of that because I don't want to, anything too touchy I don't want to touch on. But with that being said, it's not unremarkable for me that they have not run out and started trying to start families. Because a lot of times, if you deal with that responsibility early on, it kind of get burned. Like, you get burned out from it. Like, raising kids is hard. It's not for the weak. You know what I mean? Raising kids is hard, especially somebody else's kids. And that's what they were technically charged with. Because Cody wasn't around for Christine, and because Cody wasn't around for Janelle, a lot of the responsibility of taking care of the daycare and childcare fell on to some of the older kids. And even Aspen had talked about it. Logan didn't really talk about it, but his mom did, and I think Christine mentioned Logan. And Christine even mentioned Aspen, that while Christine was out at work, she had to put a lot of pressure on Aspen to make sure that the kids were taken care of because Cody wasn't coming around. And that is another part of the reality as to why it stung so much for Christine that Cody was there and present for Robin the way he wasn't there and present for her. She needed Cody to come by and check on her kids when she was going to work at night, and Cody refused to do it because she's asking for too much. But then at the same time, he's breaking his neck to get over to Robin's house to put her kids on a bus or spend time with her kids, or her kids are sick. And I got to hang out. I remember, there was season 8 where they had the VCU guys, or not the VCU, the kids from Virginia, not Virginia, UNLV, sorry. Had the kids from UNLV come out, the graduate students, and they were studying. They sat down and had a conversation with Robin and asked her about why Cody is spending so much time with Solomon. We noticed that Cody gets a lot of one-on-one time with Solomon, more so than the other kids. And she was going to try to divert it by saying, oh, that's because the teenagers don't want to hang out with him. He's like, no, we're talking about the other kids too. And she said, oh, that's because Solomon just had, he had surgery. He wasn't feeling good. Solomon had a dentist appointment. And Cody was hanging out with Solomon because he had his teeth freaking fixed. Meanwhile, when Truly got sick, remember they went on vacation and Christine came back and Cody basically ignored Truly, didn't give her water and things. And this little girl is sitting there with kidney failure because this jackass didn't bother giving her water. So she's sitting there with kidney failure and she almost dies. When Christine took that baby to the hospital because she wasn't feeling well, when she took her to the hospital because she wasn't feeling well, where was Cody at? Cody was over at Robin's house laying down, taking a nap. Robin had to come in and wake Cody's ass up to tell him that Truly is in the hospital with kidney failure. And then when Truly was in the hospital and Christine didn't leave, and she was relying on Aspen to take care of her little ones while she was in the hospital with Truly, where was Cody at? Over there at Robin's damn house. Again. So you have a child almost die, and you don't bother going to sit up there. Like, you should have been burning the midnight oil with Christine, comforting her and there for your child if you were truly a united family. But when it came to Solomon getting his damn teeth fixed, Cody got to be present and there, and he's got to be playing with him and spending time with him and the whole nine. And this is the part of the thing where, as another example, and I'm sure you guys could probably pull up example after example, probably better than I can, about how Cody neglected these kids and his family. But when he says that I was a great actor and I was fooling everybody and I had everybody tricked and I was doing everything I needed to do, this would have been a thing that you weren't doing, and you weren't tricking them when it came to that. So. Yeah, it's like I said, it's just crazy. But yeah, even talking about like watching Robin, there were some things I had pulled before where I wanted to kind of demonstrate the relationship between Robin and Mary, so we can get an estimation of like how, because again, Mary is supposed to be Robin's best friend. So when in preparation of what Cody's going to say next week, where he says that Christine was a shit sister wife and she wasn't a good sister wife, let's take a look at what a good sister wife Mary was when it came to Robin, and Robin was when it came to Mary. This is when they were supposedly dividing up Coyote Pass, and Robin didn't like her share. She didn't like the cut that she was given. Even though she ain't put no money on nothing. She ain't buy nothing. You know, when you growing up, what do your parents tell you? Don't take the last of anything that you didn't pay for. Even though Robin didn't put no money on Coyote Pass and she was going to get that big mansion down the street, she wasn't upset with the division of property. And this is what her argument with Mary looked like when she wasn't getting what she wanted, and she thought that she was getting Mary's so-called table scraps.
Mary doesn't want to be back here because she had talked to you.
Which
said,
he relayed the conversation wrong, FYI.
Can I talk for a second, please? Everybody had already chosen with him. I hadn't come out here to choose with him. So, it's all good. I'm fine. It's a beautiful property. That is a gorgeous mountain, and I need to go find a rental, so.
Okay, so just FYI, since you got to talk, can I say mine?
Not right now.
since you got to talk, can I say my piece as I shut up when you asked me to shut up? Can I say what I want to say? Not right now. See, that's how people get, like, do not do this. Do not try this shit at home. That's how you get it. Like, all you hear is footsteps coming up behind you real quick. That'd be the last thing you register. Don't try that shit at home. And it is just, like, it's disrespectful. And this is somebody who she's supposed to be friends with, somebody who she's supposed to be close with. This is supposed to be her friend. Like, oh, me and Mary, we like sisters. We're sister wives. Somebody she advocated for. That doesn't sound like advocation for me. To me. And there is another part of this same episode where you everybody watched her walk off and leave because she had to go find a rental. The rental she was going to find was actually the supposedly that house that she found and they bought. That's the rental that she found. So here is the second part of that thing where she left, and then as soon as Mary leaves, this is what Robin did. See her bringing her ass back, driving up on the family and shit.
I left the property. I was pretty upset, but I drove away, and as I was driving away, I just decided I need to go back and get some more answers.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, how you gonna be my friend? We get a discussion about something, you wait for me to leave. Then you call yourself going, I'm going to just come back and have a conversation with him just to make sure everything is cool. What? You backstabbing ass. Like, you are not my friend. And this is where I don't, like, God love Mary, but damn it. Like, this is what, season 13, 14? Like, if I'd have saw that, I'd have been like, this shifty ass. What? You went back after I talked to you? There's no misunderstanding. There's no, oh, well, she went back to try to straighten things out because, you know, she yelled at you and cut you off. Did she call you up and say, Mary, I'm sorry I cut you off, but I was really upset. I was going through some things. I was kind of under pressure because of my rental situation, my living situation, and having to deal with this. I was upset. I apologize. We both got screwed by Cody. I apologize. None of that. You come back to talk to Cody so that you can try to backstab this woman and make it sound like you were a victim. And as many of you may remember, when they did that whole thing, it was done in a way to make Mary or make Christine and Janelle give up their property so they could get reshuffled. And then once it got reshuffled and they gave up their property and they said, oh, okay, we'll decide later what it is. If you remember, and this is why I say that they were going to steal that property from the beginning, all of it. It was never going to be 5 lots. I don't think it was ever going to be 5 lots. I fell into that trap too. Like, it was 5 kids, 5 lots. I don't think it was ever going to be 5 lots. I think they were going to steal all of it. They might have eventually turned it into 5 lots after everything got paid for and then try to build on it in Cody's fantasy. But I think they were going to steal all the land. Because they came back with the 5 lots as a way for Cody to try to make the excuse that, oh, the pond lot is going to be my lot. First of all, if you look at the pond lot and where those pipes are coming out of that pond, that poo pond that they have, there's nothing that can go on that lot. You can't build a house on top of drainage because they have to be able to access it. It can't be like you can't be, they have to knock your house down. If there's ever a problem with the pipes, they have to knock your house down so that they can access the pipes. So that's not a thing. So I think they were going to steal all of it. And a way for them to be able to stall everybody out is, oh, we're going to recondition it and we're going to reset it up to 5 lots and then nobody can build on here until we pay it off. So that forces the ladies to have to get them nickels up so that they can actually work to pay the property off. Once the property gets paid off, Cody comes up with some other bullshit ass excuse on why they can't move on, why they can't build, what they need to do. We need to just sell the property, put it in my name, and I get access to the money. And then, oh, guess what? It'll be so much easier if we just take the money we get from Coyote Pass and pay off Robin's house. Then that frees up so much more money so we can do things for the family, guys. What do you think? That's what I think was going to happen. That's what I think was going to happen. And here's what, when she came back, listen to what Robin had to say to Cody, and listen to how Cody defends Robin when she starts talking about this situation.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and fight with her. I'll take whatever there is. When you brought me
I was
out,
already giving you everybody else's table scraps, Robin. Do you think that's fair? I don't.
Listen,
it's just that you were the one that was willing not to sit there and fight and argue and scrap it out, okay?
You were the one who was willing to sit here and fight, not fight it out, scrap it out. And Janelle and Christine are the only two standing there. You guys are the audience. They doing this bullshit for y'all, for your benefit. So that way, you guys will do what you did and say, oh, Cody, Robin, stop. We'll just reshuffle the land and we won't build nothing. We'll just redo it. It's okay. And then they take the land from you. They did the same thing. Cody actually pulled the same trick back in Las Vegas where he wanted them to say, we need to sell the houses. And he came in with the whole, we need to sell right away before the market crash. And then he stopped short of saying, we need to sell the houses so the wives will say it. And Christine even came out and said, he wants us to say it. And in this case, I think they fell for the Fugazi. They straight up fell for the Fugazi. Because I think that's what the whole plan and the whole intention was to get them to give up their so-called plot of land and then move to that 5 lot bullshit he was talking about before. Now, if you remember, in that first instance where I showed Cody getting excited about coming in and selling that land, and he was like, oh, we'll be millionaires. And the guy said it's a really good investment. This is the scariest thing Cody ever heard during that conversation. It actually came out of Janelle's mouth. And if I would have saw this, because again, I did the retrospective later. But if I would have saw this at the time, I was like, oh, Janelle just got broke up with. I think this is where he decided he was getting rid of Janelle's ass. Like, we'll take a look at it real quick. And you guys let me know what you think. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to find it. Ah, crap. Oh, well. Can't find it. But there was a point where Janelle basically said, we need to get it in writing on what we're going to do on that pond lot because we want to make sure that everybody has access to it. And as soon as she said we need to get it in writing, Cody's whole demeanor changed. He was like, writing? We're going to come up with writing between all of us? We're going to come up with a formalized agreement? Oh, hell to the no. Because again, and part of the reason why I'm bringing this up, it's not just to rehash old stuff. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because as we sit here and talk about Cody saying that he never loved these women, and he saw them which means that your relationship was more or less a business opportunity, as we think of it through that lens and through the terms and the parameters that he set up, then you have to acknowledge that every move that he made, especially when it came to finances, is everything that he's done wasn't for the best interest of the family or for these other women because he cares about them. It was always to serve his needs and the things that he wanted. As he even said in one of the expressions, it's all about what he can get from it. You know, if he thinks that he can get something from the whole deal, then he wants to make sure that he's winning. You know, because he doesn't want to be in a situation where he's allowing these ladies to have a life or lifestyle beyond him. So everything that they do has to serve his needs. And if it doesn't serve his needs, he doesn't want any part of it. I had one clip where he was sitting on Coyote Pass and he said, look, right now, the way I feel, the family isn't really helping me reach, being a part of the family isn't helping me reach my personal goals. And that's what it comes down to, because no matter how much they care about him, love him, how much they sacrifice for him, none of that matters. Because he's going to use them the way he's going to use them. And if love was logical, then like I said, we could breed assholes out of existence within 2 generations. Problem is, love isn't logical. And so nobody is going to take into account all the things that you've done for them, all the sacrifices you made, put that into some kind of equation and say that this is a person I should be in love with logically. Hell, people will even say, I've heard people say out of their mouth, I should be in love with this person. They give me everything I want, make me happy. They do all the stuff that they're supposed to do. They're nice, they're wonderful, etc., etc. But I don't feel anything. I don't feel the magic. And that's how Cody felt about the OG3. Doesn't feel the magic. So it doesn't matter what they sacrifice. Somebody asked me before too, do I think that once Robin leaves Cody and he realizes what he had, because Mary is the only one that's really begging to come back, do I think that him and Mary will get back together? I hope not. I hope they don't. And that's not me being nasty to Mary. That's me actually looking out for Mary. Because if somebody leaves you because they think they can do better than you, and then they go out and they don't get the things that they want after they leave, and then they want to come back, they're not coming back because they realize they made a mistake and they really love you and they want to be with you. They're coming back because things didn't work out. And if things don't work out, they'll come back for a little while. They'll recoup themselves. They rebuild themselves. And then as soon as they get set, they get ready, they feel prepared, they will leave again when somebody else comes into their life and it's the new thing. When they see somebody else that they think they like or might do it for them, and this might be my chance, they're going to leave you again. So because he's not ready to be with her the way he needs to be with her, you got to let his ass go. Just scrap it, A.K. Green, Catherine Green, $4.99 super chat. What did Cody mean that James Woolley had to believe Cody is a bad guy in order for James to love Christine? Oh, you mean David Woolley? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Well, because what that comes down to is it's a manosphere, it's a manosphere talking point. Because it plays into the whole bullshit of hypergamy. Like, David Woolley is supposed to be a good guy. Cody sees himself as a good man. I'm a good man. And in order for David to justify being with a woman who would leave a good man, hurt a good man, he has to make that good man a bad man in order for him to justify it. I'm going to tell you now, I'm a grown-ass man, Doc. I've been around, seen some things. And I can tell you 100%, as people are getting in relationships with one another, nobody gives a shit what their ex thinks. Like, if you think about it, when you start dating somebody, do you really care what their ex's position is on this person? Especially if they come to you and be like, oh, that person's an asshole. Yeah, you probably would say that because they're not with you anymore. You know what I mean? Oh, Cody's upset. He thinks that Christine needs to run him in the ground. No. Saw the show. Like, if any of this is true, Cody, like if 100% of this show is scripted and it's not real and it's all bullshit, then okay, maybe you have an argument. But if any of this show is true, especially you getting up there talking about you never loved her. Well, if you never loved, if I'm David Woolley and you tell me that you never loved Christine and you took pity on her and you did all this bullshit. You pushed 6 kids in her, but you apparently didn't love her. Right? And you're an idiot. First of all, first and foremost, let's call a spade a spade. You're a fucking idiot. If you push 6 kids into a person that you don't like, you're a stupid person. Okay? You're a stupid person. But, okay. Refocus, James. But if you're with this person and you never cared for them, you never loved them, then what that tells me, because I'm not an asshole, or at least I don't think I am. Maybe I am. Sometimes you have self-denial. But if you think that you never loved this person and you never really wanted to be with her, then what that would tell me is that there's a very strong possibility you didn't treat her right. And if you didn't treat her right, she's going to have adverse feelings towards you. She's going to think you're an ass. Period. Because you didn't treat her right. Which means that if I get with her and I like her flow, not everything is for everybody. Some guys, you might wake up in the morning and make them some toast and be like, oh, this toast is burnt. Some guys like burnt ass toast. They like eating charcoal in the morning. It just turns them on. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I love to put some butter on it. Oh, get that jam, girl. For the toast? No. Right? So some guys might dig that. So Dave Woolley, you are not Dave Woolley. Dave Woolley is not you. So he might dig whatever Christine is doing. Obviously, he liked it enough that he put a ring on it and he made it official. Just saying. She might not be your flavor. Cody looked at her. He didn't think she was that attractive. He looked at, I ain't gonna. You guys almost got me. I almost went in on Robin. You almost got me. Almost. But I was ready to pull that switch. He'd be like, oh, I thought he was a good guy. He's a shitty person. But he looked at Robin. He thought Robin was all that. Robin's not my cup of tea. Right? Even when Robin was younger and smaller and all that other stuff. Robin, I never really thought Robin was the hottest thing walking. She was all right, I guess. But to me, I wouldn't have been Robin's not, well, let's just say it. Robin's not the woman I would walk across the bar for. So it is what it is. But Robin was all that to him. Hell, Robin had a husband. That relationship didn't work out. Did you look at Robin and say, well, you left a good man, and because you left a good man, you have to run him down because that's the only way somebody want to be with you? You didn't make that excuse when you saw Robin. You saw Robin, you like Robin, you like what Robin was kicking out to you, what she told you, what she said she'd do to you. So you said, to hell with it. You dumped 3 whole women and their kids because you was trying to get to Robin, an ex-wife. So how do you then take the position that because your ex-wife got rid of you, that now all of a sudden she has to justify her relationship with you to a whole bunch of other dudes? Guys don't give a shit. They're not that complicated. Men are not that difficult. Like, no man is sitting there looking at a woman trying to figure out how her relationship ended. If anything, you have to tell guys, make sure you understand. Ask some questions. Go in there and find out why she's not with this guy anymore. I mean, if it's something to the effect of, she couldn't stop screwing his friends, then that's something that you should know. You might want to be aware of what's going on, brother. So that's just the whole thing. So it's weird to me that, of course, Cody is going to take that position because Cody feels shitty about the way that the relationship ended. More to the point, he feels bad because Christine was such a linchpin in his family life. She made life convenient for him. That's what he misses. He doesn't miss Christine. He misses the convenience that Christine brought to the relationship. Christine took care of a lot of the events, took care of a lot of the holidays, took care of a lot of the kids. She maintained those relationships. Now that she's gone, that leaves Cody to maintenance his own relationships. He has to make the tie and make the effort to be able to get in contact with his kids so he can spend time with his kids. The sad part is He's probably one of them guys that Christine will go out and buy the presents for him. So when their birthdays, holidays, special occasions came up, he probably sent Christine, or maybe not even sent Christine. Christine took it upon herself, which is more likely. Christine took it upon herself to go to the store to make sure that the kids had the things that they needed and just slap Cody's name on it. Cody was probably just as surprised as the kids were on Christmas Day on their birthdays when they was unwrapping the presents and shit. Like, what's that? Oh, wow. Oh, I really gave you a good birthday this year, didn't I? How much did we spend on that? You know what I mean? So now I can see that being a situation with Christine. So that's why he wanted to keep her. So when he sits there and says, like, when you know the value of something and you lose it, then yeah, he's like a little kid. He's going to start trying to play down the value of Christine. And start trying to tell everybody, yeah, you know, she ain't nothing. Yeah, she ain't, oh, she's ugly. She fat. And she this, she that. But Dave Woolley like, look, I like a little meat on my lady's bones. Only thing want a bone is a dog. I mean, she got the flavor they savor down here, neighbor, you know. Because I'm telling you now, when you see David Woolley, and I don't want to get too nasty with it, I won't get all up in their business, but when you see Dave Woolley smiling like a motherfucker, ain't he? Like, he look happy as hell. Dave Woolley, I have never seen a picture of Dave when he frowning. I'm just saying. Like Christine, whatever Christine is doing to that dude, whether it's feeding him or whatever the case may be, that man looks happy as hell. And she deserves that. Like, I'm not even trying to front on anything. And just watching the crap that she was put through in the show and in the seasons, Christine deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be happy. Hell, Cody and see, you guys almost got me again. I'm about to go on Robin. I'm really trying not to. I'm trying so hard not to. But Cody and Robin, Christine even admits they deserve each other. Well, that sounds more like a curse than a blessing, but they they belong together. And if they make each other happy, God bless you for being happy. But you don't have to tear anybody else down. And that's the one thing that kind of turns me off about the whole situation with Cody and when he's trying to talk about Dave Woolley. And I'll get into that in a minute, the other part of it. But the turn off for me is you have a good woman, you consider yourself a good man, your relationship doesn't work out, you can be a good man who had a good woman, you just weren't good together, you let her go and you wish her the best. And that, to me, that's a sign of character. If you realize that she's a good woman, especially if you got yourself a good woman, you got yourself a good woman, you know good for her, the best thing you can do for that woman is to let her go so she can find her happiness where she needs to find her happiness. That to me would make you a good guy. What Cody did makes him a coward to me. To me, that what he did to Christine, what he did to Janelle, what he was doing to Mary and continued to do to Mary and was willing to continue to do to Mary makes him a fucking coward. And I meant to say F-bomb on that. I'll put X, if I was writing it, I have exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, 3 more times. He's a coward because he's willing to sacrifice her happiness for his own. That makes you a coward. When you're not willing to let her go off, because especially if you're saying that even for the benefit of the TV show, I want you to tell everybody we're married, then that means that Mary can't even go to a bar. She go to a bar, she can meet the man of her dreams. And if he's any kind of man, he's not going to talk to her. How about that? Isn't that crazy? If he's any kind of man worth having, he won't talk to her. Because he'll recognize her, oh, you're Mary Brown from the television show Sister Wives. Yes, I am. You have a husband. So I'm not going to get involved with you because you're married. But me and my husband ain't together. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Married people always say they ain't with the married person. The person they married to. They just live with them. We have a 3-month-old, but we haven't slept together in 10 years. Yeah, okay. So if he's any kind of dude, you're gonna have complications. And then what happens if, okay, fine, he gets past it, he believes you. You're not married, you are single, and you ready to mingle. Would you like to go to dinner? Well, I can't go out to dinner with you because if somebody takes our picture, that could create problems on the show. Then it'll be reported that I'm cheating on Cody, and that'll create problems for everybody, including you. So maybe we can do something where I hide you away. And there's not a lot of men, there's not a lot of women who want to be hid away from people that they're attracted to. So if you're in a relationship, I don't want to go out be in a relationship with somebody and they tell me that they can't be seen in public with my ass. That doesn't make you feel good. You know what I mean? I don't feel like the relationship is winning and working. You know? So he was willing to limit Mary's happiness for his own. He's more than willing, and this is, again, another sign of a coward. You're more than willing to sacrifice other people for your benefit. You're the guy who's walking... That's a scare video. There was a guy walking down the street pushing his friend in a wheelchair, and they had like this guy walk across, like this ghost or something, walk across a pathway to prank him. The dude turned around running, left his friend in the wheelchair just hollering, ah! You know, his buddy is gone. You know, and to me, that's what that feels like. Like you're that selfish that for me to be okay, I'm willing to sacrifice you. And that's where Cody is. It's just a sign of cowardice on his part. Now, from the other side, and this is this is what you guys came for. I'm gonna give you the other side of it. The Dave Woolley side. I hope you're ready. Here it is. Now when it comes to Dave Woolley might have some words for Cody. Because if I was in Dave Woolley's situation, I would have words for Cody. First of all, when you talk about my lady, have some respect. You put some respect on the name. Put some respect on the name. You're going to talk about her, that's fine. You guys have kids together, I respect that. You guys are in a relationship, I respect that. You were married to her. You know, I kind of respect that. You had a long-term relationship. That's cool. But you don't speak for me. If you don't tell people that she got to make me feel a certain kind of way for me to find her attractive or want to spend time with her. That in itself is disrespectful as shit. And that could cause some problems, you know, between David Woolley and Cody. Like, that's just my perspective. It may or may not, but for me, that would be an issue. Like, I sat down, I don't care what your relationship was with her. According to you, you know, you wasn't in love with her. She said that she was in love with you and it didn't work out. You were more focused on the other thing instead of focusing on this thing. You was focused on Miss Thing instead of focusing on her. And you lost out. I'm winning. I picked up, I scooped her. I saw her sitting there looking lonely and looking sad. I walked up to her and said, girl, what you looking so sad for? Wipe them tears. Let's She jumped in the ride, sat by my side, and we took off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about your feelings being hurt. You lost a good woman. Yes, you did. But not all of us are foolish enough to let a good thing go by. So I scooped her. I'm with her. And no, I don't need your assistance. I don't need your warning. I don't need your protection. So all your advice, you can turn around, you can stand up, and you can shove it clear up your ass. Thank you very much for coming out. Appreciate your time. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I can see Dave Woolley hitting that note. I'm waiting, because I'm kind of waiting to see the exchange when Dave Woolley comes out and he get some of his perspective. The only concern I have is that Dave might kind of restrain or restrict some of his opinion because he doesn't want to come all crazy. Like, that is always the thing. Like, you don't want to be like, you don't want to be on like your first appearance on TLC just straight up threatening Cody. Like, if I see that bitch in the street, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be rowdy. So you just like, oh, I'm just trying to, make sure that we all fit in. We all got to be adults. But deep down, you want to say, look, unless he's trying to get some teeth knocked loose, he might want to just chill on some of that conversation. You know what I mean? But miss me with that bullshit, Holmes. Like that, you know what I mean? I can see that being a conversation. You need to miss me with that shit, man. Especially if this is the lady that you met. How many people are taking the advice from the ex about how good or bad the person is? Unless it, like I said, if it's something extreme, like if the person is like kind of handsy, we'll say it that way because I don't get in trouble. But if the person's handsy, or they're like a blatant cheater, or like they're real offensive in what they did. But it's like, if you, oh man, you don't understand. I'll go out in the morning, I'll go do my thing, and she, like, I'll come home, I'll be asking her, like, rub my shoulders, and she wouldn't do it. Okay, maybe that's important to you. If it's not important to me, I don't give a shit that she wasn't doing you the way. Maybe, or I might even take it a different way. Maybe she wasn't willing to do those things for you because you didn't put her in the mood to do those things for you. Because a lot of times, what I find in those types of situations, the guys will complain, or girls will complain, or people will complain about how their significant other wasn't doing these things for them, or they weren't being romantic, or whatever the case may be. And in some cases, not all cases, this is true, but in some cases, it's not that the person wasn't willing to do those things. It's just that you didn't put them in the mood. There's a lot of guys complaining to their wives or girlfriends. Yeah, we're going out with her for like 3 years, and all of a sudden she don't want to give me no special attention, and that's ridiculous. Like, well, is it she's against it? No, clearly not. She was doing it before. What made her stop doing it? Oh, maybe because she works 8 hours just like you, and you come home expecting her to cook and clean. She's got to punch out of one clock, come home and punch into another. Maybe she's not excited about jumping into bed with you after she, so she can punch another clock. So she punched the clock at work, then she come home and punch another clock to take care of you and your needs as far as your food, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house and everything else, folding clothes, doing laundry. Then you wanted to go to the boudoir and punch another clock for the good time hour. And she's like, no, I'm done. Maybe you got to spend some time with her and put her in the mood for that part of it. Maybe Christine wasn't doing all the stuff you like, Cody, because you wasn't putting the mood on her. You needed 3 more inches. Just I'm gonna stop running that joke. Actually, she said David is a real estate developer. He probably doesn't have much debt. He might have a shit ton of debt, but that man might have some more there. Because some guys play with debt. Like, they good with debt. Like, they don't do debt like normal people do debt. More normal people have debt is a bad thing. Some of these real estate developers, they with their lines and stuff, they'll make millions and have, like, $100,000, $200,000 worth of debt. They carry debt like that all the time. They play in debt. But yeah, I mean, from what I understand, David Willie is doing really well financially. So that could also be something that Cody is looking at, like, oh, I got cashed up because she went and found a guy who was richer than me, and that's why she's so attracted to him. But the truth of the matter is, Christine, and part of my concern with her jumping into a relationship as quickly as she did, was that the bar she had for relationships was so low, set so low with Cody, that part of my concern, not just with Christine, but just in general for people in that type of situation, would always be that they would jump into a relationship with somebody who is doing slightly more than the person that they were with. And it's just basically acceptable behavior. Like, this person has risen from, gutter trash, shitty person level behavior to acceptable expectation of what you would expect a boyfriend or a husband to do. And then all of a sudden they're the greatest thing since sliced bread just because they're doing a little bit more than the last dude they were with. That was kind of a concern. But, she's an adult. She can do whatever the hell she want to do. If she likes it, I love it. If Dave Willie put a smile on her face, who am I to, tell her that this is a bad thing? Like, he's making her happy. And again, Cody being an adult, if David Woolley is making Christine happy, he puts a smile on her face, what are you upset about? The fact that you're so upset is creepy to me. The fact that Cody and Robin are so upset that she found David Woolley and that she moved on, and they spend so much of their time obsessing about that, is creepy as shit to me. I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm going to put it right where it is. Like, you guys need to get over it. Get over it. And maybe, that would be another thing. If I'm sitting on the stage with Cody and I'm sitting on the stage with Robin and I'm asking him questions and he keep trying to bring up Christine to throw her under the bus, I'm like, dude, she left you 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Get the fuck over it. Okay? I understand you lose a good woman. Yeah, that shit stings. It hurts. It burns. Burns, baby. Burns your soul. You know what I mean? You blew it. Okay? But when I listen to you, I would accept it. I would accept the confusion. I would accept the questions. I would accept the complaining more so from somebody who can look at it and objectively say, you know what? When I had that good woman, I made stupid mistakes. I made stupid decisions. I did things to put her through hell. And when she finally did leave me, I realized that I made a horrible mistake and I'm never going to do nothing like that again because that shit is all on me. That's not what I'm hearing from Cody. What I'm hearing from Cody is she wasn't shit. She left me. Now she trying to run me down because I was all that in a bag of chips. And I'm hoping that she kind of comes back. But if she don't come back, I hate her guts. And I don't ever want to talk to her again because I was right. Okay, if you were all that in a bag of chips, you never loved her, you didn't care about her, she was a terrible person, she was a horrible wife, she's a horrible fucking sister wife according to you, then let's not talk about her no more. Let's let her go. Because she was a horrible person. She was a terrible sister wife. She was a shitty wife. Let's let her go. Let's stop talking about it. What do you got going on, Cody? You know what I mean? Tell me about your relationship with Robin. Instead of you sitting here complaining about, spending your time complaining about Christine, somebody you said ain't shit, and somebody you ain't worried about, let's talk about something else. Because that's where I would be with Cody. Because that's where I think he's failing. Yeah, Queen G, I think that you're right. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I think they can't get over it because, like you said, it's hard when somebody leaves them. If Cody would have dumped Christine, he could handle it better. And he probably would already be over it. He doesn't really give a shit about Mary. He's just mad that Mary's talking about him and bringing him up and making him feel bad. There's also a point, though, that with their tendencies, that everything that happens has to deal with them. In Cody's mind, Janelle and Christine have a relationship to spite him, to get back at him. They couldn't possibly have a relationship with each other because they like each other. They were put in a difficult situation. They raised their kids with each other. They've dealt with each other and they've known each other longer than some people have been fucking alive. You know what I mean? Like, they've known each other for like 30 years. They've lived with each other for 30 years. Like, close to 30 years they've lived with each other. In some form or fashion, they've relied on one another. They've cried with one another. And he can't understand why they have a relationship. Again, this is a self-admission from his perspective of how he gets along with his life, with how he sees relationships. He doesn't understand why these women would have bonded. It also explains a lot as he's sitting there saying that he doesn't understand why they don't just bond with Robin. They can. And that I think shows, or at least demonstrates, at least to a lot of people who will sit and argue about narcissism or certain hindrances or issues or problems that these two have. You know, for me, it's reflective of how they approach and understand relationships. For Cody, he thinks you can add people or delete people based on your need and opportunity. Again, that's more revelatory of where he is in his approach to friendships, family, so on and so forth. Because it's you should be friends with Robin because Robin's friendship would make sense right now because I get along with Robin and Robin is part of my family. So if you want to be part of my family, if you could decide to like Robin and be friends with Robin, then that just makes our situation easier. even though you've had a relationship with Christine for 30 years, raised kids with Christine for 30 years, helped pay bills and struggle with her for 30 years, if you could just turn that relationship off because it's no longer advantageous to me and the things I'm trying to do, that would be great. What do you think? Like, that tells me that he doesn't understand how relationships work. And he doesn't have a fundamental understanding of how relationships work. Two, it also reveals a lot about his approach to relationships. And three, there's also a part in there where it reveals that he might not have the emotional awareness, sensitivity, or emotional intelligence to be able to be involved in those deeper type of relationships. Because when you can turn people on and off like that, you're not really involved with them. You know what I mean? You're not in touch with who you are and what you're about. Dad B said, I'm sure Robin can't sleep at night knowing Christine got a huge wedding. $70,000. What? She got a $70,000 ring. God. Oh! Oh! Dave Woolley. What are you doing, Dave Woolley? Woo! $70,000 for a ring? I need at least 4 people to walk with me with a $70,000 ring. You know, some monsters. I need some monster knuckle draggers, bulletproof. $70,000 ring, boy. Okay, good, doing up big time, Christine. Good for you. Yeah, but I'm sure that's also a problem, because that might be a thing too that Christine. But Robin is looking at, because Robin might be admiring the fact that Dave Woolley taking care of his financial business. And Cody is concerned because based on that example that Dave Woolley is setting, how do you live up to that expectation? How do you live up to that example? You sitting there with Robin, you know Robin like money. Robin likes some money. Like, so you sitting there with Robin, she like money. You know what I mean? And then Dave Woolley sitting there, he got all the money. Like, he might get her too. Like, you might leave out and Robin be over at Dave Woolley's house. Hey, Dave, I brought you some cookies. I heard you can't cook. Well, hey, these aren't those kind of cookies. I'm telling you. Cynthia Simmons said, Cody probably bought a zirconium diamond. Christine's is real. Yeah, right? No, yeah, I think anything Cody got, Robin took that bad boy to the to the jeweler to get it cleaned. You know what I mean? That Robin took that bad boy down to the jeweler to get it cleaned. And they could just maybe happen to give her an appraisal so she can get insurance on it, so she know what she's working with. So how much is the ring worth? So I know exactly how much insurance to get. Cubic zirconia. Yeah, we call it CZ. What is that, like a special diamond? Oh, it's special. Where do they sell these at? This better not be a Walmart ring. No, this is actually Target. You spent the extra $20 on it. And that's the thing too. Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you on that front. Like, to be honest with you, it's better to have a $20 ring from the right man than a $70,000 ring from the wrong one. Hello. You know what I mean? Because it's better than Christine. If her ring, $70,000, God bless her. Hope she enjoyed it. Hope she keeps that thing shiny. But at the end of the day, if David Woolley is putting a smile on her face and treating her right and giving her everything she needs so that she can live her life to the fullest and she can get the most she can out of life, then I'm happy for her. If he would have went to the Walmart and bought a $20 to $200 ring, put it on her hand, and they were happy, then good for her. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather her have that than have something expensive from Cody. Because Cody, even though he gives you a beautiful ring, he might give you a beautiful wedding, he's going to give you a fucked up life. So the best possible scenario is you get the right ring from the right person as opposed to getting the wrong ring from the wrong person. Cubic Z, the 5 C's. A ring shopping, you're right. Oh, Sitting from I said that's because she shops at my sister wife's closet. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that there is an issue with the reality or the trouble that Cody's going to have is that both Robin and Cody like to spend money, and as Ashley said, they like to spend money. I think it was Ashley. Said they like to spend money. Oh no, it was Alicia. They like to spend money, but neither one of them can manage money. This is kind of where the whole idea of opposites attracting kind of comes in. Instead of trying to find somebody who's exactly like you, with Robin and Cody, they're exactly alike. They're more alike than anything else. And the problem is, you don't need two Robins or two Codys. You need a Robin, a Cody, and maybe a Janelle. Like somebody who is sensible with money and somebody who will spend money. So if you have those two things, you put those two things together, then as crazy as Cody may be, like with his hopes and his dreams and his aspirations, you'll have somebody there who can help finance it because they'll figure out how to make it work. You know, like Cody's there, he's the idea man. Janelle's the bread and butter brick and mortar person. So she's going to figure out how to make the numbers work so that you can achieve the things you want to achieve. And that's one of the things that I think Cody's going to realize that he's missing now that he got rid of the OG3. He's going to realize that he's missing somebody who's going to come in there and actually make his dreams or the things that he wants to achieve possible. Robin will sit there, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, that's perfect sense. Okay, yeah. You gonna get a Rolex? Get me one too. You know, as opposed to, you know, we need to pay off Coyote Pass. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had for this. Like I said, I mean, I'll probably come out with a video on it because I'll have to check it out and see what my some of these notes I wrote that don't make sense to me now. Go back and look at it, like, oh, that's what I wanted to say, and tie it together. But yeah, that's my initial thought. Like, I think that for the most part, I don't feel slighted about the first episode or the first installment, but I hope that they actually get a little more meat on the bones with the future installments of the tell-all. I hope they actually do something and show us something so we can get some resolution as far as some of these open issues. And I hope that by the end of it, we're able to move on from this. Like this, I think this whole chapter of Sister Wives, this door needs to be closed so that we can move on to, you know, seeing what else is going on, what else they have in store. Because we kind of retreading so much of the same old stuff. And it's kind of dangerous. And part of me really wants them to do that because I want to see Christine and Janelle have a successful show. And my concern is that if they don't move on from this, then any show that they put out might not be as successful as they want it to be. And they might not get all the things that they want, you know, and that could be problematic. So, yeah. WW3. Here we come, season 20, probably, yeah, right? Alaska Van Ars says Suki seems intimidated by Cody. She was way more forward with the women. I think that kind of plays to twofold. One, again, I think that there might be something to the idea that the wives are a little more straightforward with their answers. So they answer the questions. They do their best to answer the questions. Whereas Cody, Cody is so used to hiding what he's thinking and what he's feeling. Like, so a lot of the questions that he gets asked, I think he plays defense on a lot of it. So he's kind of hiding himself back and hiding himself away because he doesn't want to get pegged again, because he says stupid shit. And given enough time, opportunity, and rope, Cody will hang himself. So instead of getting hung up, he kind of talks all over the place. He says a bunch of stuff that's very distracting, and then he winds up saying a whole bunch of stuff, but he doesn't say anything. And then, excuse me, he says a lot of stuff where he says a lot of things, but he doesn't say anything, and then that blows his time. Whereas with the women, they try to answer the questions. The other part of it is, I think he also talks to TLC and tells them what he will and won't answer, all in an effort to try to make sure that he doesn't look bad. Him and Robin have spent most of this time trying to recondition their image. And this is part of the reason why I also say that I think that they've been trying for years to get their own show. And one of the discussions that some of the people probably had with him at TLC was, in order for us to give you your own show, you guys have to, you got to have more than 5 people who like you. So you only got about 10 people in the world who actually like you as characters and identify you, and that is not the recipe for a successful show. So you have to try to figure out a way to make yourself more marketable to the people who watch these types of shows. So that's part of the reason why they try to sound reasonable with a lot of the things that they address to the audience and a lot of the things that are happening on the show, and they try to retell or reimagine things that we've seen on the show. They're like, we'll watch, Robin kick a damn dog, and she said, I didn't kick that dog. Like, I just watched you kick the dog on the screen. What are you talking about? That was season 1. She was over at the house, she kicked the damn dog, or pushing kids down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I watched you do it. No, I never did that. I would never do that. And she started crying, so that's what we're used to. So we also got to keep that in mind. Like, I think I'm trying to give Suki some credit. She's not making it easy, but I'm trying to give her some credit because I can see a situation where Cody and the producers are telling her, don't go out there and roast Cody, because if you roast him, he'll pull the sister wives out. Now, with that being said, it will be telling if in episode 2, 3, or 4 of this tell-all, all of a sudden Suki becomes hyper-aggressive with Cody and starts to push him into answering some of the questions, or maybe even challenge him on some of the answers he has. That will pretty much be a nail in the coffin for me. That one, Suki was given orders to not be tough on him. 2, that the TLC is pretty much done with Cody. And 3, it pretty much confirms that Janelle and Christine have their own show. Because if they decide that they no longer want to film with Cody, they'll get rid of Cody the hard way. You know what I mean? And make it City from Oz, see you later. And make it a thing where they get banged out. So, but yeah, I'm gonna let you guys. Let me see. Lisa said Suki was happy to get another tell-all check. Yeah, I'm sure. Them checks are probably nice. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, try to bash it too much, because you see all them zeros, you're like, integrity what? I got bills to pay. Oh, Robin, really? A blind man can see you kicking that dog. Yeah, right? I'm telling you. Sherbert, like, I think Tamron, I knew Tamron was done because there was I think it was the last tell-all that she did. Like, she started pushing Cody hard, and Cody was not having it. Like, he was answering the questions, but he was not happy. Like, because Tamron was, like, she was a little more assertive. And that was actually, Tamron, I think, was one of the last ones that I saw where they had like an actual journalist asking questions, and she started hitting them and like rolling the eyes and asking questions. And when he said something ridiculous, she kind of had that, really? No, I don't think so. And then she would go to, she would ask, like, because I remember there was one point where she had asked Christine a question about what was going on. And this is back when they used to all sit on the couches together. And Cody tried to cut off Christine to answer the question. And Tamron cut him off and said, no, I asked Christine that. Thanks. And then she went right back to Christine. And at that moment, it was at that moment I knew that Tamron was done or Cody was going to quit. Because she wasn't fucking around with him. You know what I mean? All right, Jacqueline Thompson, yeah. Have a good one. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Sorry for all the kerfuffle earlier with Brandon. I got to look that up and see what's going on with that. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I appreciate you guys coming in, sharing your thoughts, sharing your thoughts and your heart, souls, and bearing your imagination to my machinations of what's going on with Sister Wives. As I stated before, I want to try to make this not a safe place. Like, I don't really care about that, but or care for that phrase. But I want to make this a place where we can come in, share some ideas, share some fun, exchange ideas, and get something productive from it. I don't want to have a place where we come in and start bashing each other and it becomes more a place of vitriol, anger, and us trying to tear each other down. Because it's like, look, like I said, life is hard enough and life tears enough out of your ass that you don't need to come to places for recreation to get beat down. Like, that's just my perspective. That's my approach to a lot of this. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I will be having a mod or mods for my upcoming lives. I will be setting that up so we can cut down on a lot of the craziness. But I appreciate most of you, 99.999% of you, being super fucking cool and coming in and enjoying your time here and enjoying one another. And I do see the camaraderie that you guys are sharing in the chat box, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad you're able to come and have a good time. All right? So you guys have a great evening or a great day, depending on where you are in the world. Hopefully you enjoy your Monday, if your Monday hasn't already begun. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much. My name is James. Oh yeah, before I do all that, make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out, please. Let me know that you guys are enjoying it. Hit that like. Okay, just scrapping. You have a great night. She said good night, James and family, with the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you so much, just scrapping. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys have that. Sherbert, thank you. Sure Bear, thank you so much. Stuff, James, stuff. Yeah, just make sure you hit that on your way out. Don't forget that like button and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, give me that HBO special. Still help a brother out special, trying to grow the channel and all that. Plus, I like to know that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. If you guys have any suggestions, you can always drop me an email or whatever. Let me know some things that I can do to improve. I will be getting my studio together soon, very soon. I know I've been promising. I know you guys are tired of seeing the boring walls, but we have some, well, I'll say we. Sound crazy when I say that because it's me. I got some, well, my family helps too, though. But I got some stuff planned to try to get got to get it together. Got some stuff together to help beautify my space and make it more appealing. We're kind of stepping up. I appreciate everybody who's been supportive of the channel. Excuse me. Pardon me. I gotta go take care of myself. But in any event, that's the end of everything. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Be safe. Make sure you take care of yourself. Take care of the people who love you. And take care of numero uno. Make sure that you taking care of, doing some self-repair, some self-healing. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality. And I'm out.